Yeah, my
Sometimes it's
drivers
this
are
weird
updated.
hardware. What's the word for it?
It's pronounced Gapoo.
Gapoo?
That's true.
Gapoo.
Yeah,
Gapoo.
what Gapoo do you game on, man?
On my Gapooter.
Yeah. If your Gapoo isn't an Erdix, you're not even a gamer. Get out of here with that Gittix.
My Kapoo isn't ammed.
Amd is secondary gamer Gapoo.
Ammed better.
You can still be a gamer.
Ammed is better than Intel.
I just want to say I left
Well, I
this
mean,
conversation
yes.
to continue eating dinner. Because yeah, I don't know if I can keep up with this poo.
Well,
Hilarious. Well,
That we peaked, guys. It's all downhill from here.
good stream, everybody. Let's just cut it here. Let's go home. This is
my Gapoo is an Urtix.
That's what they call
So-
a theory. A game. Oh, wait, that's not our sign off. My bad.
what?
Thanks for watching.
You ever watched Game Theory, Josh?
Nope.
Josh, have you never watched? Josh, what?
You never watched Matt Pat's classic show Game Theory?
I am thoroughly convinced that you have
I'm
not
gonna
been
send
on
you a good
YouTube
Game
this
Theory
long
video right now.
and have never seen a game theory video.
I ain't done it.
I'm gonna send you a good Game Theory video right now.
Hey, whoever
can watch it
wrote down
before
the
the stream.
numbers last week, can you tell me what the cheer goal is supposed to be?
Cheergle, consequently, is
That
a
might have been
Pokemon.
Trevor.
Yeah, let me find them.
Is it pronounced exactly the same?
Cheergle. Cheergle, Cheergle. Cheergle.
Okay, so you remove the space.
You're a space
Between
alien.
Cheergle is not a Pokemon.
You're not a Pokemon.
I would have believed you.
I
There's
know.
like 800 of them.
What was it like 3553?
Smeargle's a Pokemon.
Maybe.
That's
I used to
that's
have
I'm not going to believe you
Josh,
now.
I'm
Those are
gonna
really good
send you
It's
a Game
not
Theory
3553.
video
oh okay.
that is 6 years
I
old.
think it might have been 25600.
Okay.
Oof.
Let's go with that one. I can't find it.
6-year-old game theory. That's like Matt Pat recording from his Samsung in his closet.
No, not quite. That's like 9-year-old Game Theory. You forget that Game Theory has been around for a long, long time.
No, but he's been recording in his closet for a very, very long time. I think he
this
periodically
one-
still
no.
records in his closet.
This is Halo. This is his Halo one about the like how a backsmack works, and he has an actual set for this one.
I mean, they have one now with GT Live. Pretty good set.
Yeah, this is
You're
true.
a GT Live. Is anybody else watching chat? Because like I'm doing setup, so hopefully one of you guys
Actually,
is being
no.
an
I
actual
didn't
streamer.
even have the browser up. Hold on, let me do that.
I'm pulling it up now.
If you're watching
What's
this,
chat?
sorry for how everyone but me is.
What is chat? Baby,
Yeah,
don't
Josh is
let me.
perfect. So.
I'm eating my dinner. Okay.
I'm eating
All
your
right,
dinner.
I'm in chat now.
I am your dinner.
Hi, chat.
What?
That's because Jake is a dish.
Ooh.
Got him.
It's a
I
compliment.
don't know.
That's a compliment.
I say that's not a
If you
got him.
were
That's
if
like
you were a rapper,
got him with a compliment.
if you were a rapper, you'd put out a dish track.
A dish track.
Got
Wow.
him.
Hey Jake,
Hello,
what's your
chat.
favorite
If you're
Linux
there.
distribution?
Well, I was gonna say if I was to subscribe to satellite television, I would subscribe to Dish.
I feel
If
like
you
we're
started
getting
a
a little.
social
I would
media
say.
company, it would be your Dish network.
Yeah, I feel like we're getting a little distracted.
Oof.
No, disagree. I disagree.
Oh, there you go.
This is
Well,
very
once again,
this,
we've
Yep.
peaked.
this conversation is very disheartening.
Oh.
Oh, I guess
Oh.
okay. Those of you who watched Game Theory,
Don't
did you guys watch
disrespect
Film
us.
Theory?
Yeah, I watched Film Theory.
I've never watched Game Theory.
What? Oh, you guys, this is classic.
Yeah,
YouTube.
it's really, really
Why-
good.
What gives you the impression that I'm a classic YouTube kind of guy?
So
See,
what
I
it
would believe
means,
Trevor hasn't.
what it means is all of you are today's lucky 10,000. This is a brand new thing
Oh,
that you get
yes.
to experience.
What
It's
is that?
wonderful.
X.
Should I leave the drop your stuff
XKCD.
reward live?
Yeah.
Chat could just make you drop your inventory and go
No.
solo.
Oh,
Jed would just pick it up. He'd be like, "Why did all my stuff fall out of my hands?"
Yeah,
Sorry guys, I'm really clumsy today. I overslept.
but if I have to leave my plant behind, then it's like game over for me, man.
the
little-
party drops us off and just leaves him behind because he's like, I'm just staying with my plant, guys.
I should make a little game over, do in case we get a TPK at any point. Just have
Hopefully
like
that
a little.
doesn't happen.
It just says the.
Oh,
boop, boop,
we
boop,
should
boop,
get
boop, boop.
if you do that right,
We should get-
go the full 9 yards. Okay, if we're gonna make a TPK's death sound, we gotta make the sprites on the screen do like like in any kind of RPG where they show the like I've taken damage sprite.
Yeah.
And then they just have
Yes,
the
that's the
axes
sound
over
I
their
hear in my
eyes.
head whenever
Yeah.
a sprite is laying down.
I've taken damage.
Well, no, it's like the shocked face, right? You do the
Oh.
shocked thing.
I was going more for the Final Fantasy where it's like face planted on the ground with one leg up in the air.
Oh wait, what is Oh, right.
Hello
What does
to
that
anyone
Josh-
in chat. if
Josh
you're
have an
there.
OBS scene where it flips them upside down.
Do 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 do.
It's the underworld after party.
Nice.
Yeah. All right.
Microphone
All right.
testing.
Alright,
1, 2, 3.
alright.
In the place to be.
In praise to be.
Hello, all you people. My name is Taimaishu, and I'm going to rap for you today a little bit of freestyle.
A little bit of
Hey,
Monica.
bestie.
Bestie!
A little bit of Rita. Hey, bestie, how you doing?
A little bit of Chikorita. Oop. I'm getting my voice feeding back.
Rude.
Bop, bop, bop. Beep, beep, beep. Bop, bop, bop. Bop, bop, bop.
Is that
Up.
one of you?
Was what one of us?
Bop, bop, bop. Beep, beep, beep.
Bubba Booa.
Bop, bop, bop.
I've answered my own question.
Bum.
I don't know why I have ever started a stream with any music besides our like silly hijinks music in the background. It's so funny behind these opening conversations.
Oh, Sneaky Snitch is the best.
Is that what this
Sneaky
is?
Snitch.
Yeah, this song's
Yeah.
called
The name of
Sneaky
this?
Snitch. It's part of our Silly Vibes playlist. Shout out to Keyvine McLeod, Kevin McLeod there, making the music
Ooh.
accessible.
I thought it was MacLeod.
I'm pretty sure it's
Macleod.
Kevin McLeod, but I call him Keyvine
Lord
McLeod.
MacLeod.
Keyvine McLeod. Keyvine McSled.
No, my sub ends today.
Aw, rip us.
I gotta renew it.
Oh, yeah, or that.
I wish you could just queue up a Prime sub, but you have to wait for it to expire.
Hey, if you sub or gift sub tonight, chat, I'll let you tell me what the next roll is instead of me actually rolling for it. The next
Ooh.
DM roll.
Bam.
If I
won't-
if
I
I
won't
do
let you
it, do I
screw
get
or
to
s-
choose?
No.
No.
I won't let you screw
Only
or
the-
save the players, but you can.
Only
you
the
can-
early crowd is going to know.
I think it might just be Grubbug, the real hero, the real MVP. The
true-
true
The true.
bestie.
Yep.
The true bestie should be Grubbug's role in our Discord. Grubbug's in the Discord, right?
There
I
you
think
go.
Grubbug,
Yes.
yeah. True bestie. We'll give you the true bestie role at the end of the stream
Oh,
tonight.
man.
You might need
That's
to
a
remind
really
me.
good one.
What an honor.
Yeah.
The one true bestie.
The one true bestie. The OTB.
OTB, one true bestie.
The real
That's pretty
friends were
great.
the besties we made along the way.
Uh-huh.
Maybe the besties should be your team name.
Dude,
Ah.
We were talking about group names earlier today. Well, the party was. They were like, oh, we should have a team name or something because it's
We're still
otherwise how do you
talking about
refer to
it.
yourselves?
And we talked about.
Grubbug, we're honored to have you. So
we should have the Besties
Of
Award.
course.
the besties, like the Emmys or whatever. That's
Yeah.
so fun. 100% we're doing that.
Best bestie.
Besties.
It's already decided. The Besties Award. The first bestie goes to Grubbug.
There you go.
The Bestie Awards. I'll have to 3D print a little trophy.
Oh my gosh.
It's like
I
What
was
would-
a little bit sad that we did not get our invite to the Streamer Awards, which took place a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I feel like that was a huge oversight.
Yeah,
believe so.
That's pretty
definitely.
lame.
Ludwig, give it to us next time. We know you have pull in that event. We know you helped organize it. And we know you're watching.
Organized, quote unquote.
We know Ludwig is watching.
Yes.
We know you're out there, Ludwig.
Come on, Lud.
Lurking
Yeah.
during an ASMR stream. Waiting for Matt to provide you with more content.
Yes.
So I've been spending this last 5 minutes looking for a joke that I couldn't find.
Nice.
We still
That's my
laughed.
life.
We still laughed.
Matt opening up the bag of content ideas like, huh? It's like nothing comes out, flips it over, nothing falls out.
Well, it was so my brain, right? When people mention stuff, my brain's just like, oh, I remember this thing, but I don't remember it enough to bring it up. I gotta go find the source so I can bring it up. And then I spend like 5 minutes, and the conversation's already long gone, and that's where I'm at right now. So
Hey, speaking of
90%
brains,
of comedy is timing.
speaking of brains remembering stuff, are all of us recording this evening? No reason in
Yes.
particular that I ask. Just asking.
I'm recording, and I'm recording at 48K hertz.
Ooh.
are you saying I should
many
stop
kilohertz.
recording?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, Matt. Nobody wants to
Okay.
hear your voice in the podcast. Got him.
It's just a bunch of one-sided jokes.
I had an issue a couple weeks ago, chat, where I ran out of hard drive space to save my recording to because I have so many of these streams archived. And so today I went through and like cleared out a ton of space, and I looked at my folder of graphics for this stream, like not actual recordings, just like the GIFs and the backgrounds and all that stuff. And there 215 gigabytes of graphics for my OBS.
Holy crap.
Wow, baby.
That's pretty, for anyone who knows a little bit about graphics, that's pretty ridiculous. So I did some digging to try
Yeah.
and figure out why I had 215 gigabytes of graphics for like 2D pixel art. And it turns out that one of our videos had like rendered in lossless RAW, but it's a 15-second pop-up that just goes, hey, press A. Like when I was testing the interactive pop-ups like way back when.
Jeez.
That video
Well,
was 213 gigabytes.
Whoa.
15-second video that does not
Yeah.
move. It just fades in a green square and then fades it back
How
out.
is that?
Was so big that I was unable to
Amazing.
record a 3-hour stream.
I think what's interesting about that is that when you rendered that graphic out, you never stopped to think, wow, this is taking hours.
Well,
Like, why is that?
I render farm at the end of my day. So like I work on 5 or 6 client projects over the course of the day, and then probably something for this, and then I just tell my computer
Sure.
render all that while I go eat. And I like go and
Yeah.
eat for like 12 hours, you know, and then I come back and it's done. So I actually
fair.
eat one massive meal instead of sleeping. That's my self-care
That's
routine.
That's a type of intermittent fasting, right?
Yeah.
That's a type of food coma.
Yeah, intermittent fasting. It's intermittent hibernation. I hibernate for
Yeah.
12 hours and I eat for 12 hours. I suppose that's kind of what all
Could
of
you-
us do. Like,
That's what bears do.
Eat for 12 hours?
well, I just mean like we hibernate for 12 hours and then we're kind of around for 12 hours. That's sort
Well,
of
yeah,
a normal.
I divide my
life
days
schedule.
in between eating time and sleeping.
yeah,
time.
Yeah,
that's- what
that's-
else is there in a day, right?
Food and not
Exactly.
food.
Should we play like
You know-
Dungeons and Dragons or something?
Maybe
It's a-
if we feel like
I mean,
it.
it's
the
a
energy's
novel
weird
idea.
tonight, and I'm sorry about it. I'm very
It's the music.
caffeinated.
It's because we don't have a team name yet.
That's right. We don't have a team name yet.
Things will
Dungeons
not
and
be resolved until
dishwashers.
that happens.
This is great with the
Interesting.
silly music in the background too. Really,
I know it's the best.
Really adds to the ambiance here.
we're just in a silly, goofy mood.
Yeah,
This is
things
all
are
good.
You know.
things are
mean-
weird.
It's also good. We're at like a point in the story where we can do silly, goofy stuff right now.
That's well,
I mean, that's
Yes.
never stopped us before in serious moments.
Excuse me? Excuse me? If I remember what happened last,
Apple
I don't
Katie,
think it's
hello.
a very
Hello,
silly
Apple
time.
Katie.
Hello.
welcome. So nice to see you.
Hey, Kate.
Happy to have you.
We hope your evening is lovely. We were
You said that in a way that makes me question whether her evening is lovely.
What?
what does that
Yeah.
mean?
You were like, we hope your evening is lovely.
That's not how I.
If you said that to me, I'd be like, I don't know if you hope my evening is lovely.
The
If
only
you
thing-
hope my evening sucks.
The only thing you were missing, Josh, was this.
Your evening is
I hope your evening is lovely.
All right.
Welcome to the Wing Badger Tavern.
Dude, welcome to it. You're welcome.
Welcome
to
into
the
it. Oh,
tavern.
We have
hydrated.
onion rings, but no sauce.
Belly Savalas has redeemed
Oh.
hydrate. I will choose to hydrate from this
Ah,
branded
crap.
mug. Look at those
I have to
cartoon
get
faces on there.
hydration.
Do you see how out of date those are? Look how Matt's got the beard and Jake doesn't. But then look at Matt
Wow.
and Jake and how they are opposite.
Well,
but
you
I
can look at
about the
me,
same.
but you can't look at Jake right
I look
now.
about the
He's-
same.
He's over there somewhere.
I'm rocking my narcissist mug tonight.
Oh, nice.
I just have a water
Excellent.
bottle.
Is your name Dad?
Hi,
It is
Dad.
today.
Wait, I think I have that backwards.
Well, my family got it for me, and they were like, "See, it's an I love Dad mug," and so I was like, I get to hold this and be like, "I love Dad."
Do you love your dad or do you love you as dad?
Yes.
No, there
Maybe.
can only be one, actually. You need to specify.
There
We're
could
recording.
be only one Dad. We
Takashi
duped
Aramake
it
loves
out
lamp.
on the top of the Empire State
Welcome,
Building.
Takashi.
Takashi, it's been
Did,
so long since I've seen you. I hope you're well.
We too love lamp.
I feel like I bumped my camera. Did I bump my camera?
I mean, it got a little party town on the with the jiggle
Won't you
effects.
take me to Bampanam Party
Oh, nice.
Town?
We lost our Jake.
We
Where's
did
our
lose
Jake
our
at?
Jake.
He's going to get hydration because he literally never has a drink with him when we stream. I
Is
swear,
he just
Belly,
like in the
if you had
kitchen
not-
with his mouth on the faucet and he's just got it like open?
if Belly Savalas had not like redeemed hydrate, Jake's gonna die of hydration one of these weeks. Like he's completely feral without you, chat. So we're glad that you're here.
He's
I
just
just wanna
got his
say-
weekly liter of water.
Takashi, you've been
I
great.
went from being very dehydrated and never having water prepared to having this water bottle at my desk at all times. And failing that, well, I can always hydrate with this.
I believe it's normally chat's goal to somehow get you to that point. That the past few weeks, as soon as Matt's like, guys, I'm low on water, I'm gonna have to start using alcohol. The hydrates come from everywhere. Just
Yeah.
it's just a waterfall, wing badger waterfall,
I've got some isopropyl back
should
there
just
and
add
some
that.
resin.
waterfall badger gaming.
You would think in the grand scheme of like resources in America that it would be the opposite, where it's like you would start with alcohol and then run out of alcohol and then drink water, or like maybe that's how
That's
often
Germany.
people. Oh, okay, not in America. People don't do that. People drink water first and then run out of water because
That's right.
we run. None of us have running water.
Yeah.
And then it's like but I have a tap of beer just
Yeah.
just in my basement.
So
So
it
I'm gonna
works.
just go.
It
from
sounds like
that.
Takashi is gonna try and manifest it, Matt, to where you're
Oh.
out of water.
Oh, this is gonna be great. I mean, I'm already drinking water without hydrates because I'm already
'Cause
feeling
it's good for you?
dehydrated.
Yeah. All right.
So
Should we do
Hydro
intros?
homies
Stay
represent.
water.
All right, you guys, let's talk a little bit because
Uh-oh.
the last time we met here at the Wing Badger Tavern, it was a Tavern Talk episode where we worked on our conspiracy board, and that means that it's been a little while since the last in-game session, and that means that specifically Jake has no idea what's going on anymore.
That's 100%
Jake
correct.
has no recollection of
I have bad long-term memory. I have decent short-term memory.
Owlin
but
lost
bad
all
long-term
of his
memory.
hair, and Jake is
Just-
surprisingly just
Yeah.
not
Just-
shocked about
just
this.
go
everyone
look at the
else
GIF
leveled up
recaps.
except Owlin. You guys remember that, right? You all
Yeah.
got the
Yeah.
We're all
okay,
level
good.
20. Jake is level 5.
That's crazy.
But I do want to clarify for any of you who hung out with us last week for Tavern Talk, all of the conspiracy stuff and clues and whatever we discussed, all of that is considered to have also been discussed by the characters at some point. So basically, I'm using a concept called the Murky Mirror here. The Murky Mirror says that your characters pretty much know everything the players know. It's just not necessarily relevant how they know. Like, Wash might say to Jake, I read in a textbook that this monster has this much hit points. And in the game, maybe Wash's character yells over to Jake, hey, you got to be careful with them. They have lots of natural armor. It doesn't matter how Jake's character learned that the monster is powerful. He just has the information. So in case you were like, oh no, metagaming, they said the word aboleth. Like, that's because, we had the conversation last week and their characters are understood to have at some point in recent history discussed the clues in the same way. However, specifically right now, they're probably not talking about clues because if we think back, the last time that our players gathered together, they went into downtown Tumbleweb for the first time, a location called the Bowl, the deepest part of the underground Molefolk City. And while they were in the bowl, a couple of really important things happened. First, Owlin went to an Owaran temple. It's the first time that we visited one of the large labs, collaboration facilities, of Awara's faith before, and we got to explore it a little bit. Owlin checked out the library and learned some pretty interesting factoids. And he also spent a little bit of time just kind of checking out the process and seeing what's going on, including getting a little suspicious of the patent office there, where people were filing away their ideas supposedly as worship to their goddess. Owlin felt that perhaps there was some tampering happening from the local company Edison, perhaps stealing ideas or something like that. We never really explored it. He didn't ask. I just remember him being suspicious. The other thing that happened is that Fox, our resident rogue, changeling rogue, wandered over to the northern well. Remember, there are 2 wells in the bowl. The wells are filled by waterfalls from above ground, and then they pour into the well and they fill it. And Fox wandered over to the bowl because he saw a dead drop for another rogue that was left in a style that he and his long-lost friend invented. He's been separated from this friend for a long time. It's actually his motivation for adventuring originally was to find this person, this merfolk. And so he went over to investigate and found a pretty solid lead that he then chased through the city because the person saw him creeping. And so there was a pretty intense chase scene involving some rooftop leaps and some diving downstairs and a really cool, like, twist the person up in their hoodie and shove them on the ground type of takedown. And all that happened in City Hall. He chased this person onto the roof of City Hall and down through City Hall, and then finally caught them, took them into an alley directly next to City Hall, shoved them up against the wall for interrogation. This person has just left like Batman. That character was Shale, a member of, well, at least an alleged member of the Grey Watch, the supposedly mythical dirt folk ranger organization that keeps the tunnels safe for travel. And Jeb's still reeling a little bit from seeing like one of his childhood heroes and not even sure if it's real. You know, this could totally be a put on. But as you're all sitting there trying to figure out what to do next, as Fox is looking around like, where did my quarry go? I just chased this person down. At that moment, at the end of the alleyway, 2 silhouettes block the ambient light coming into the hallway with big wide brim hats and spurs that go chick chick when they step, and you hear, "What's going on out here? We're going to need an explanation for all the commotion you just caused." There are 2 deputies at the end of the alleyway, probably workers from inside City Hall, who have followed out from the trail of destruction left by Fox and Shale as they tore through City Hall, leaping over banisters and sliding down railings and smashing through doors. The 2 deputies walk up to you and go, "What's all this noise about? What's all the commotion about out here?"
Jeb, I thought you were supposed to keep an eye out.
Oh, hey, there's 2 guys right there. Hold on.
Oh, you see, officer, somebody had stolen something very dear to my heart, and in my blind fury, I chased them across rooftops to this exact location, and they disappeared on me.
And us being his friends, we saw him chase this man across, assuming that, this man had pickpocketed him, and we also gave chase.
And that he did, but he gave me the slip. I saw him enter this alley, and now he's gone. In fact, can I report a crime?
Yeah, I was just about to ask why if someone stole from you, it's not very safe to chase after them. You should be filing a report with the authorities. And the other guy steps up, his little spurs go sh sh sh. He goes, "That's us."
We're sorry, man. We're new to town.
I can see that. Y'all are tall folk. Now, maybe you tall folk like to just disrupt the peace where you're from. But here in Tumbleweb, we keep things nice and civil, okay? If you got a disagreement with someone, you take it through the proper channels. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna be seeing you around town just raising hell, am I?
Of course not. No.
All right. Well, then I'll just need
never
you
do
guys
that,
to write
officer.
your names here on this report, He hands over, basically it's like a ticket. He hands over a little citation, a parchment citation. Because I'll just be collecting your names, and we'll just file this one away as a warning. You did break
officer?
a 6-wingle handrail, but we'll call this one a warning because I didn't like it anyway.
I'm the only one who's literate. May I fill out the paperwork on everyone's behalf?
Deception check. With advantage, because, like, what the heck do these uncivilized tall folk know?
Oh, I got a nat 20 on the first roll.
Oh,
To try to
nice.
reinforce what he just said, Alan will just go, well, technically, if we were to raise hell, it would be more likely for hell to be raised here than in the overworld
Oh
where
my
we
God.
are from, because this technically is lower and therefore closer to hell.
Now, don't
you
you be
think about
saying
it.
blasphemous stuff
Oh,
like that. We are
snap.
God-fearing folk down here, and we know better. All of a sudden, his demeanor totally changes. He goes, now, you tall folk, I know you're uneducated, and I know that some of it has to be forgiven because you ain't civilized. But you listen up here, okay? Down is better, okay? Awara built us from the ground. Awara commanded us to burrow, and Awara, in her wisdom, built her network connecting the whole world closer to the ground, okay? Underground. That means that we are closer to Awara when we are doing her will and we are fulfilling the goddess's will when we work our way down into the tunnels. And next to him, the other one goes, now Bobby, don't get too worked up. Remember, they're just barbarians, and you don't want to go talking about Awara right now, okay? It's still not a popular opinion. Look, I'm telling you, the goddess will come back. And when she does, she's going to have something to say to these people because they don't understand where hell and heaven are, and I've got a chance here to steer this person onto the right path, okay?
Officer, I understand. In fact, we had visited a temple earlier in the week, and we plan on going back, I'm sure, at some point. I have to wrangle these people. Like I said, I'm the only literate one. So, it's ignore his ignorance, please.
Because of your nat 20, I won't make you roll another insight, but they still seem really skeptical. But the one who's not Bobby, the guy who's trying to be more reasonable, goes, give me the ticket, Bobby. Come on. And he like takes the ticket and hands it to you, and he goes, let's make this quick because he's liable to blow up now.
Okay. I go ahead and fill it out. I'm filling out my name as Sean. I'm filling out Jeb's name as Pebbles.
Okay.
I'm filling out Alan's name as Derek.
Okay.
And Xoth's as Bob.
Okay.
And I just hand it back.
You hand it back to him, and he picks up a little pencil, and he like sharpens it with his little mole teeth and flips it back into position in his little hand. And then, quicker than you've ever seen anyone do anything, he does a very, very lifelike sketch of all four of you attached to the names. And then hands that back to Bobby, and he says, all right, now you folks be on your way, and definitely don't be spewing no blasphemy around Deputy Bobby here, because he can't handle it. So we're gonna go this way, and you're gonna go that way, and y'all have a nice stay in Tumbleweb. Just, don't disturb the peace no more, okay?
Are you gonna let me report a crime?
Yeah, I guess so. What crime? Tell me about your crime.
I got pickpocketed.
You got pickpocket. What was stolen? What was the manner of the item that's been stolen? He pulls out another page of his little notebook.
It was a old pocket watch, family heirloom.
Okay, and what are the distinguishing characteristics of this pocket watch?
It has an inscription on the back that has my name and my father's name.
And your name was, and he pulls the paper back. I forgot
Sean.
Sean. Yeah. Your name was Sean, says Sean on it. And what was your father's name?
Sean Sr.
Okay. Spelled the same way?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Any other, do you know anything about the person who you think stole from you or pickpocketed you? Or
They were incredibly tall.
incredibly
Like
tall?
taller than me.
He slowly looks over at Owlin.
Yes, almost my height, but not quite.
And he shrugs and writes down the rest of your information. So, all right, well, where can we reach you if we hear anything?
DM perception check. A random inn that I can see in the background.
What'd you roll?
Like just a hotel. That would be another net 20.
What?
Another nat 20.
Wow.
Yes.
We're gonna get in combat later, and he's just gonna roll
I'm
ones.
gonna
You're gonna really
getting rid
regret
of all
this,
the
yeah.
good rolls.
All right. Well, with your nat 20, you have been so observant that you know the name of all 5 taverns in Tumbleweb, and you can choose the one in the position you like most. So there's only one tavern in the bowl. It's the Bustle Inn. There's there's Tall Fellows out in the Rings. The Twilight Fox, which is out in the Rings. That's where you're actually staying. The Molehill, which is in the Strands. That's where Billy likes to drink. And the Silver Spur, which is out in the Strands.
We haven't even heard or seen the Silver Spur, have we?
You have not been to the Silver Spur, no.
I will say the Silver Spur. Then.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm staying over at the Silver Spur.
Alrighty, all right. We'll let you know if we hear anything. Now you stay out of trouble, okay? We're gonna do a very thorough investigation on this, he says as he crams the notepad back into a pocket, and we'll let you know what we find.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Yep. All in a day's work. You have a good one there, son.
No, you two, officers.
They turn around and, shh,
All right,
as their spurs
is-
shake behind them as they step.
I'm gonna turn
It is
around and do a
so
team huddle.
Interesting how the same religion can have such regional differences.
Guys,
Yeah.
group up. All right, real quick. We should probably not stay in town too long.
What do you mean? We're gonna be
What
here
did you do?
for
You-
at
you mean
least
you-
until Friday.
Well, I'm just saying. Like, anyway, we should go
What?
check out that dance class.
Did you like not put?
Or the-
Did you
Yeah,
not put our
man.
real names down on there?
of course I did.
Well,
Do we
I
have to
don't see
roll
why we would
a
not have be able
insight,
to
or do we
stay.
just know he's lying?
You sent them on a wild goose chase. It's not like they can prove that the watch was never stolen. If there
I'm
is
gonna,
no
I'm gonna
watch,
give a knowing wink about that.
No,
Just
okay.
like, I told him as much as about the truth as I could.
Why'd you have to pretend we're illiterate?
Because
Oh, he was
I wanted to
pretending?
make sure I controlled the situation. I can't let one of y'all write your real names down.
what you just said you wrote our real names down.
Yeah, so I had to write it for you.
Josh
Oh,
doing that's our.
Fox.
Hey, Fox,
Alright,
man, I think that's pretty uncool. I think this will come back to bite us at some point.
I'm sure it's fine.
What's uncool about it? I still don't understand.
Alan,
Anyway.
you aren't privy
Anyway,
to
I think we should go to this whole dance class thing sooner than later.
Alan, you aren't
um,
privy to Fox's mannerisms, but he did not write our real names down.
Okay. What? Well, I should know my name that you wrote down so I can go by it while we are in Tumbleweb.
That's a good
I mean,
point, Fox.
Yeah, that's fair.
Especially if we run into the law again,
Well,
because they have
I'm-
very detailed pictures of our faces.
This is true.
my name's Sean.
All right.
is-
Jeb pulls out a piece of paper.
Yours is Pebbles.
Wait, what? You told them my name was Pebbles?
It was the first thing that came to mind for you. I'm sorry.
Dang it.
Weren't you already using that as a fake name? Like it works,
Not
right?
not in town where my cousin lives.
Oh, that's fair.
And well, I have a cousin named Pebbles here. That's why it just like came to me. I
Oh.
hope this doesn't come to bite him in the butt.
Oh shoot. I'm sorry, Jeb.
Yeah, you didn't know. I'll punch you later.
Xoth.
I'll punch you
yours
at
is
eye
Bob.
level.
Bob?
Yeah.
Do I look like a Bob to you?
Yeah, you kind of look like a Bob.
Yeah, I
really
would say
do.
yes.
I'm not a fan of the name, but are we using it full time or just around law enforcement?
Just around
for the
law
law.
enforcement. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, man.
Well,
And
I would argue that not just using it around law enforcement may be helpful, because if law enforcement comes around to us while we're interacting with strangers who we have introduced ourselves to as Owlin and Zothkug and Jeb and so
well,
on,
no. This is
and
perfect.
they refer to us by our fake names, then
do
the
you
people,
think
the stranger.
everybody here draws as detailed as that man could.
I mean, I know
Every time they
people
meet
here. I'm
somebody?
not going to be able to do that. Also, Bob Hibbub sounds hilarious.
And
agree.
Bobby
Alan.
Bub.
Bob Hibbub.
Your name is.
What?
Hi.
Hebediah Jepperman.
I know what you wrote, but that's out of game.
Yeah, I know. I wrote something down for you.
Fox,
Just come up with something.
how can you, being
This
the
is not
only
helpful.
illiterate one, forget the name you just wrote down like 2 minutes ago?
I was under pressure, man. Okay, like. It's the little details that really don't matter.
Okay,
alright? I was just trying to get them off our back.
Let me see if Trevor? Does that sound familiar?
I think it's
No,
amazing
I
that
wouldn't use that.
the one in our party that really cared about knowing the actual name is the one that you forgot.
Yeah.
John? Does John sound familiar?
I mean, that's a good, strong name, but you know,
You
I
can
don't
go
know.
with it. Yeah, John's a pretty.
No, I want to help you figure out what the name was.
He's just gonna pick names at random until you land on the one he said.
Did it
Was
start
it
with an
Bernie?
A?
Does
Did
Matt
it start
sound
with a?
familiar?
Was it crab cake?
Was it Josh?
Was it?
Oh. We'll call them cakes.
Cakes?
Cakes?
What about key lime?
No, that's too on the nose.
Do you think it was cakes? Do you remember it being cakes?
Was it dish?
Sure.
It was
Dish.
cakes.
Cakes.
Cakes?
Was it Jason?
Okay, I'll go by cakes.
Baby cakes. Gotcha.
Yeah. Anyway. First of all, one, we should probably get out of this alleyway. Okay, like, let's move on to somewhere a little
We're gonna go
bit
dancing,
more
right,
privacy.
man?
I think it potentially relevant and helpful to remind the party that at the end of the last session, the tavern talk, we kind of decided on like a
Prioritized.
course forward that you
Yeah.
guys wanted to do. And the kind of group consensus, you still don't have to do this, you can do whatever you want, but the consensus you came to
Yeah, we can.
was that you wanted to investigate a couple of the postings on local notice boards. One of them was about someone who believed they had stumbled across a prophecy but needed help translating it. And another was from someone who they wrote, "I need help making sense of strange things I've been seeing." And then there's also a tailor who's willing to work for free in exchange for the experience. He's like a new tailor. And you guys were thinking the tailor would be a good stop because you're hoping to find your way into the Basin Estate party on Friday, Jess Basin's mansion, where she's holding a party, and Elaine Mollusk, CEO of Edison, will be there. And you guys are fairly certain that Elaine Mollusk is also connected to your villains in some way. In
And
addition,
he also might be a tinker or a soldier or a spy, so that
Yeah.
would be good to investigate, yeah.
In addition, there is a Finchtail Ale Company testing happening at Mollusk Manor on Friday, like a sampling of new wines and alcohols from their master brewers, which you also thought it would be useful to go to just to see what you could see at the Mollusk Manor. So those are the things we talked about last time.
DM,
Yep.
did the Grey Watch man leave a way to contact him? Did we talk about that before he left? thought
No,
we did.
he said he would get in touch with you at your place of residence.
Okay.
Spooky.
I just want to make sure I remembered how we were going to contact him, or vice versa.
Yep, he was
He'll
going to come to
call
you with the
us.
Twilight Fox.
All right.
I think he was coming back like tonight. You know, it's like afternoon. You know, you guys have just spent a morning in downtown. So
Uh-huh.
I think he said this evening he was going to meet you at the Twilight Fox. And if he
So-
didn't, he did now.
So I think our goal, after hanging out in the alley here for a little bit, discussing our options and planning for the future.
While huddled in an alley.
That's right. That's right. Now that we've
nothing
finished
bad ever
discussing
happens
that,
huddled in an alley.
So
that's true. And there's plenty of dirt on the ground to scrawl plans and make a little.
when I
Jeb dusts off the conspiracy board that we just drew on the dirt.
when I go to the party, should I use my real or fake name?
Probably. I
it's
would
up to you,
assume your
man.
fake name. I would suggest the fake name. I'll be Cheeks at the party.
It's cakes, but
Cakes.
I thought we only had
That's what
one
it was.
invitation.
Cheeks. Dang it.
I mean, you're not gonna live that one down, Alan. Big beefy cheeks going to the
Beefy
party.
cheeks now.
yeah, cheeks now.
It's
let's stick
because he
with
smiles so big, guys.
He's got big rosy cheeks, man.
He does. He does. That's why I
can't
go
just change
first
it
when we're
if-
traveling through the Underdark.
If Fox said that my name was Cakes, then it's Cakes. We can't just change it to Cheeks. That's too.
It's just, Cheeks is just a nickname.
Yes, it is now.
Yeah.
And it
Cakes on
never
the
is
face.
not
You
going to
can't-
be.
I'm Cakes, but my friends call me Cheeks. Nice to meet you.
Hey man, people get their names changed all the time.
That's true. That's true.
Just
Uh,
just go through the
Alright.
legal channels to get your name changed, and you're good.
perfect.
Enough about the names that really don't matter. Okay.
I mean, this is
So-
one of the names that's going to matter the most, I have a feeling.
let's wrap up what we're doing here. Was there any other notice boards we wanted to check out? I know
Well-
there's a couple before.
The
Yeah,
prophecy, man.
We wanted to knock out a couple of those smaller ones, and then in the next couple days, and then we were gonna split up and do the party and stuff, right?
Yeah, man, I'm so
Right.
excited. I gotta
Yeah.
prepare for that.
You need some clothes.
Yeah, man, that's what the tailor's for.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead. Josh, were they all on the same board or like?
You have collected you've been to the boards and taken the things that you need. So you have the contact info and stuff for each person. As a reminder, again, the three things that you said you were interested in pursuing were someone who thinks they found a prophecy and needs help translating, Elliot Orchid, who needs help making sense of strange things I've been seeing, and the tailor, who will make clothes for free in exchange for the exposure, basically.
It's Tuesday, right? If I remember correctly.
It is Tuesday. The
It's
party and the
Tuesday,
wine
isn't
tasting
it?
are both on Friday.
Okay, so I say let's go to the prophecy. We got plenty of time to deal with the tailor.
To the
agree.
prophecy.
All right. As you make your way out of the alley, actually, you leave the other direction from the front door of City Hall because like a bunch of people just saw you burst through the front door of City Hall and tackle a man to the ground. So you leave in the other direction, and as you're going that back way, you pass the back entrance to City Hall, and the door is propped just a little bit just to allow airflow. But as you walk by, you hear two deputies talking to each other. They're not the two who just met you, who came around to check on you in the alleyway before. But as you already knew, there are 4 deputies who are always like on staff at City Hall. And you hear them talking to each other, and the first one goes, "Yeah, it's so frustrating. I mean, Jess Basin is just begging for trouble with so many important out-of-towners at that party, and not having us provide security is just ridiculous. I mean, who does she think she's got instead?" And then the other one says, "Well, she says she hired some private security chick, some I don't know, Maylira or something like that, Maynira, something like that." Well, that can't be right. And you hear some parchment flipping, and they're I don't know who it was, whatever. And then you walk by and make your way out of the alley, but you just overhear them having that conversation. So that's something you hear. All right, we're doing prophecy first, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes. Let's.
We're going to the prophet. See?
Yeah.
You make your way to Franklin Webb's house. Franklin Webb lives on the outer edge of the bowl, so he's still in downtown, but just outside downtown, not in the actual like bustle area. And he's got a fairly nice house. You know, it's a classical dirt style where the rounded sort of construction has the one main room, and then under that room there is a burrow into several bedrooms for, you know, Frank and his kids, and his wife. But, you know, she uses the same room as Frank, so like they don't need a separate room. I don't know why I'm explaining this much of it, but that's what's happening. But as you arrive, you knock on the door, and Franklin opens it and looks at you, looks up at the tall folk, and goes, "Are you here about the posting? Can you translate things?"
Depends what language it's in, man.
Well, I
But
don't
yes,
even
but
know.
yes.
I don't
We're
know,
here for
man.
that.
Traveled.
Yeah. Come in. And he holds the door open for you. Mind you, this house is like 2.5 shins high, maybe 3 shins tall. The main room of this house.
Oh no!
So like,
Alan has to like crawl
yeah,
maybe.
Owlin
Yep.
is like hands and knees to get into this
Yeah.
house, and
Same
Xoth.
with Xoth. Yeah.
And so
Is-
between all of you, you like completely fill this sort of main living room area.
Is Yeah still in the pot?
Sir?
Yes.
I'm gonna ask him to get out just so it's not like super crammed, so I could like keep the pot like in front of me and not on my back, so it's scraping against the ceiling.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, climbs out of the pot.
Sir, do you have like a window we could stand outside of?
We could leave the door cracked open.
Yes, that may be helpful for me. Yes, I may just poke my head in.
I don't know. I'm pretty cozy in here.
Xoth
like
is
being-
like curled up around his, like
I
hugging
may
his.
want to.
his pot.
It's like being hugged by the ground.
I personally prefer to not be hugged by the ground because the ground's embrace may suffocate me. I'm going to poke my head in from the. Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah,
poke my
I'm
head in
gonna
from the door.
also sit just outside the door, crisscross, applesauce.
Sorry, I know it's not the roomiest of places, but it's the best that we could afford. We actually just bought this house just a little while ago. I got a promotion at my job, and so my wife and I were able to.
Congratulations.
Thank
Congrats.
you. My wife
It's
and
a
I were able
lovely
to
home.
move down to the bowl and get a little bit shorter commute in the morning. So that's nice.
It's
but
important.
we were decorating. And I was going back here. Yeah, I'm sure you understand. I needed to find somewhere to bury the bulb. So
Yep,
he goes to the back, and you can see that he's planted like a bulb of some plant has been planted on the very back wall of the house, like kind of dug in, and just a little root is kind of poking out the end there. And he says, but when I went to put it here, I found this box, and I'm not sure who owned it before me. Like I bought it from a realtor, so but I think they must have left it behind. I tried to track them down, but the realtor couldn't find them anymore. But anyway, so I found this box, and in it, and he opens it up, there are these two parchments, and he pulls out two parchments, and one of them is written in common, and the other one is written in a series of glyphs that none of you recognize except Owlin, who speaks Celestial, right? You speak Celestial?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So none of you except Owlin recognize the glyphs because it is written in Celestial. But the one in common says, "My dearest, I go now to my doom. I can't prevent this. I've tried to rally the others, and some have joined me, but not all. I fear if we aren't unified in this, all that I have foreseen will come to pass. I have fulfilled my purpose to my goddess, and go willingly now to attempt to enforce her will without a directive. There can be no greater purpose in my life. But keep the enclosed safe, that perhaps those who survive will indeed have fulfilled their oaths in what I fear will certainly be the darkest hour. In a life devoted to all that is fair, you are fairest of all." And the letter is signed with a wax seal in the emblem of Oara, which is a candle at the center of some concentric lines, except that the flame of the candle has been replaced with a very small bush as if it's growing out of the wick of the candle.
And then is there anything in the? Do I see the Celestial? Like, can I read the Celestial?
Oh, yeah,
too?
sure.
Yeah.
So you read the Celestial, and what you read is the last prophecy of Shrub. If on the day the sun does not rise, the last of the anointed has not found the source of true power, they will be unable to make the hardest choice of all. Evil will triumph over good, and history shall come to an end. Again, that said, if on the day the sun does not rise, the last of the anointed has not found the source of true power, they will be unable to make the hardest choice of all. Evil will triumph over good, and history shall come to an end.
Okay.
I assume you read that out loud, but maybe not.
Who read the common part out loud?
Franklin Webb.
Okay.
He just was reading you the letter, but he will have handed you the parchment that didn't make any sense. So can you make any sense of it, stranger?
Yes, and then Alan will read it out loud.
My goodness, it was a prophecy. I thought, because this looked like a shrub. See here on the wax seal, it looked like a shrub. My goodness, we are on the trail of something fierce, my friends. We are in the thick of it now.
Yes.
What do you think it means? What do you think the day the sun does not rise is?
Well, it seems to be some sort of doomsday, I would assume, from
A time limit.
And what do you think
if-
the source of true power is? Do you think I could be the last of the anointed?
I do not
It
know.
could be crescendo, man. That could be the source of true power.
What's crescendo?
Ancient legendary artifact.
Xoth, I might think it's a little deeper than that, though.
Deeper's
Who
better.
knows?
Yeah,
We've been deeper. I don't think it's better.
Deeper's always better.
And what do you think the hardest choice of all is?
I do not know.
Well, we're gonna
Probably,
investigate it, right? We're gonna find out, right?
Well,
Absolutely.
Yes.
Do you mind if I copy these down? We write these down for our own.
Of course you can. Yeah, go ahead. Make a copy.
Actually,
Xoth just like digs around thinking he has. I don't believe he has any paper.
Okay.
Alan, do you have any paper, man?
Let me check.
Mr. It was Webb, right?
Yeah, Franklin Webb. Pleased to meet you. What's your name?
So, my name's Fox.
Nice to meet you, Fox. And he like shakes your hand really like graciously. Well, he
I just
shakes your
wanna-
finger because he's a little mole.
I'm figuring that perhaps you have not gone on many adventures.
This will be
outside
my
of-
first. I can't wait to get out there and adventure with y'all.
Well,
We're so happy to have you, man.
Xoth.
What?
When should we
Listen.
start? Where do we meet? Do we have a secret meeting place? Do we need to talk in code? Should I get my hood?
All
You
right,
should
now
definitely
listen
get your
here.
hood.
Listen here, Franklin.
Help me out, Jim.
Yeah, all right.
No, like honestly, you'd probably be welcome, and you'd probably be, useful. But I'm curious, what kind of adventuring skills do you have? Are you good at the blade?
I mean, I'm good at finding prophecies.
Right.
Clearly an expert at prophecy finding.
Yeah, absolutely.
That could be
And
very
to be
useful,
sure.
And I mean,
but
and you can see my intuition. I mean, I've got great intuition because I knew that was just right from looking at it. I was like, this is a prophecy, you know. And I'm good at resource gathering because I mean, I only posted that like 2 days ago, and here you are. So that's gonna be super useful out in the wild. You know, if we need to like get firewood or whatever, like I'll just put a posting up on one of the forest trees, and I'm sure firewood will get delivered post haste.
Webb, Mr. Webb,
Yeah.
you have a family here, do you not?
Yeah, I have a family. They can come too, right?
I generally
Maybe that's the hardest choice of all. I have to leave my kids behind.
Sir, could I ask you a hypothetical situation that has may or may not have happened to anyone I've known?
I guess so. Is this like an interview? It might be. Is this my job interview for adventuring?
Yeah.
I don't think I need an interview though, right? Don't I get a? I mean, I get a free pass with you guys, right? Because I mean, I found the prophecy, right?
You're gonna want to hear this.
All right.
So, you're on a cavern wall, about to descend. God knows you can't see the bottom. And then suddenly monsters start coming from you, and we tell you to jump off the wall. What do you do?
Just like jump.
yeah, like we already jumped. We're saying 1, 2, 3. We're all gonna jump. Do you jump with us, or do you stay behind?
Well, if you guys are jumping, you probably got some kind of plan, right? So of course I jump.
Well, we've got plans. We got plans for ourselves. Like we have a way to take care of that.
So you're saying you would not include me in your plan?
No. I mean, like I have
We
like
have abilities.
yeah,
that
we
can
have
deal with
abilities. Like we know that we are okay to like Jeb. I know I am okay to jump off, and Alan he knows he's
All right,
okay
all
to.
right.
Like,
Jeb,
would
all right.
you be okay for you to jump off?
Well,
Mr.
I mean,
Webb, I'm gonna stop mincing words here. You're not cut out for it, and I'm.
Well, let's hear him out.
Oh.
Maybe he has an ability to let him.
that's what my first wife said too. I get it.
well
No.
let
Answer the
me-
question first.
Well,
Mr.
hey,
Webb.
guess what, guys, here we could do this
can
quite
still help
simply.
us.
It's quite simple, really. If this is going to be an interview, then we should spar with him.
Well, I don't believe that is necessary quite yet. I do
Yeah,
believe
Alvin, you got this right.
Well, I do believe that it's important to inform anyone who may be leaving their family to embark on a mission that it comes always at a cost. No matter...
Right, the hardest cost of all, right? The hardest choice of all.
Yes.
To go on a mission.
Possibly.
Maybe I'm the
yes.
anointed. What if I'm the anointed one? You can't just. What if I'm the only one who's? Maybe you're not qualified. Maybe you're not cut out for this.
Did something happen to you that makes you think that you're the anointed one? Like, did you have a dream or a vision or?
I tripped getting water out of the well the other day, and my head just like ducked into the little waterfall and came back. Maybe that was my anointing.
I mean, he's got a point, Alan.
Well,
I say we
test
just
him.
let him answer the question, man. Like, if he can save himself, I say we let him come.
I mean, I'll probably figure it out. I'd try it. I'd jump. I mean, if you're telling me to jump, how bad can it be, right?
do you have any...
Oh, it can be bad.
Do you have any background in anything like this? Have you ever undergone any combat training, any sort of experience like that? Have you served any time in the
Mr.
military?
Webb?
How
Are
about
you
you
okay
talk it
to
over
leave your
with
family behind? Are you okay to die and never see your family again? Are you okay to leave behind and let your wife grieve you?
I mean, if that's what it takes to leave a better world for my kids, then I'll
I
do it.
say
Well-
you talk it over with your wife. We'll come back tomorrow, and you can give us your answer.
Are you lying?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
After that last statement, Alan isn't lying either. Alan says, "Yes, I believe that is a great idea."
Are you an organ donor, Belly?
I mean, guys, I think it's pretty simple, right? Like, we need to, for his sake and for our sake, because we're a team, right? We
Yeah.
all
You're a
fulfill.
team? What are you called?
Oh,
That could be your first task, coming up with the
No.
team name, man.
No, that is a very group project. But so essentially you need to figure out what you're going to bring to the group, right? So
I
we
could bring
could set
key
up
lime
a
pie.
series. We could set up a
sold.
series of tests, and if you pass, then prove your mettle. You could be a valuable member of the team, maybe.
Looking at the time, actually, we have to go. But we'll contact you later.
Well, wait, what
well,
about my tests?
Yeah. Okay,
We
so
have to
Xoth.
prepare them.
Zoth.
Yeah, man.
Zoth is our healer. He's our medicine man. He makes sure that we're in tip-top shape. So
All the time.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Medicine Man.
Yep.
You
He's,
won't
to meet
probably
you
need to
too.
do much for
He's
me.
the
I'll
best.
be super tough out there.
No,
well,
that's
I want you to try and heal a wound.
All right.
I'll just
All
give
right.
him one of the healer's kits. Or do you want me to give him this?
Sure. Yeah.
I'll give him a healer's
And
kit.
we'll
that I
say
have.
we'll say, "Oh, I broke my arm. Oh no." Well, like what would you do in this instance?
You broke your arm?
Yeah.
Ah, nah, man. This will be like a mining accident. And he comes over to you and he pulls a splint that he, like all the miners are issued splints for if there's a cave in. He pulls a splint out and he does an average-ish job of splinting up the arm. He's not super gentle with it. Like if it were broken, you'd probably have some twinges and stuff, but he gets it splinted reasonably well, and he doesn't waste his healer's kit on it. Like he uses the materials he already had. So that's a kind of fine job. Like if you were gonna score it, it'd be like a 9 out of 20. Like a pretty average, somewhere in the middle.
I mean, not bad, Fox. It's not bad. All right. Next test. You ready? All right.
What about is your arm better? You just took the splint off.
No. Like I said, it was a test. I
Oh,
wanted
okay.
to
Okay.
judge and see how well.
Got
Actually, before I take the splint off, I'll go over to Zoth and say, "Hey, Zoth, what do you think? How did you do? How did you do?"
Do I properly evaluate it, or do I
Yeah,
need to
you
roll for
properly
that?
evaluate it.
Yeah.
It is
Honest
a
opinion.
average job.
Okay, average. So not special, because Zoth, you're special with our medicine man, but we got average. Okay, so that's you got it. You got an average there. Fox, what should he test on? Sneaking or picking a lock?
Both.
It's tough.
Let me think about that. Go on to somebody else.
Well, I have a plan. So what we doing? Sneaky or picky?
Picking a lock. All right.
Okay.
If you get captured, Mr. Webb,
By the
We
enemy?
have
have to-
manacles. We have manacles, don't we?
here.
I
I've
do
got
not.
something.
All right.
I pull out a simple like lock, just like
Like a
something
practice
you'd lock
lock
your
that you
chest
carry
with.
around?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a medium difficulty for someone who actually knows how to lockpick.
Yeah.
DC 12.
I hand it to him. I don't even give him the tools. I don't even mention the tools.
Okay. He
Open
kind of
this lock.
looks at it and goes, "Well, now before you ask me to pick it, what do you want me to pick it or open it?"
Okay, so here's our adventuring scenario.
All right.
We have been chasing this prophecy. And we found the evil people, and we have been captured, and we're thrown into a cage, and this lock is holding us in there, and we need to get out. What would you do?
But quietly.
Yeah, I know. Well, but quiet.
And
if
they've
you
taken
break
our
it-
gear.
If you break the lock, it's gonna make a sound. So you have to pick it.
Wouldn't
And they've
picking
taken
it
our
make a
gear.
loud noise too? He goes and like picks up his pick and kind of looks at it, like, Wouldn't that make a loud noise too?
No, that's hitting it. That's not picking it.
Okay.
Well, I mean, let him solve the problem. Let's see what he would do in this scenario.
I don't want to lose that lock, Jeff.
I'll buy you another lock. It's all right.
He takes a look at the lock for a little while. Oh, I see what you're asking me to do. You're asking me to pick the lock, like, so we get out all sneaky like. But you already got a sneaky guy. So what I would do in that situation is I'd go, hey, Fox, I need you to come and pick this lock, because I would know that he's the sneaky guy.
I'm
I
incapacitated.
mean, that's what I would do. That's considered a pass in my book.
That's a
what
pass.
That's exactly what I would do.
Oh my goodness. All right, DM.
Yeah?
After that, I rolled a non-nat 20 for stealth to just walk away from this.
Okay. He rolled a nat 20. It's like, now where are you going? Are we ready to go? Did I pass? And he's like
Oh,
following
snap.
behind you.
I mean, it looks
no.
like he's good at stealth too, guys.
Well, he's good at perceiving stealth.
Yeah.
No, I have to go. I have to go
Oof.
think about more tests. I'm just walking around.
I'm gonna look to you.
breather.
Yeah. Do you have any questions or things you'd like to ask?
Well, if we are conducting tests, if I may, would you mind a combat test?
Sure. So what do? Do we just like put him up?
Well, generally,
Oh.
you would want to be proficient in some sort of weapon. Have you ever wielded any sort of weapon before?
I can mine with a pickaxe.
Yes.
That'll work.
Yeah. Go ahead and pick up that pickaxe, and
All right.
And you'll probably want to take this outside so that Alan can stand to his full height.
Yes.
All right. He comes outside and he, waddles out with his little pickaxe.
So
All right.
Alan will pull out his greatsword, two-handed.
He like slowly.
How long
like,
is your greatsword, Alan?
It's got 5 foot of reach, so I would assume it's pretty long.
It's
like
longer than
twice
he
his
is
height.
tall.
Yeah.
So Alan will take out his greatsword two-handed,
I love it, Billy.
Okay.
and he will say, "Now, I will aim to land a hit on you with this.
All right.
A non-lethal one. I will hit you with the flat of the blade. However, you must also attempt to not be hit by this and land a hit on me with your
All right.
pickaxe. Now, I'll once again preferred with the flat of the pickaxe, not the pointy end. If you wish,
Sure.
I would wish that.
Jeff,
But yes, if you are able to land a hit on me, and without me landing a hit on you, or
All
you know
right.
what, I may not even.
You just
put-
take your best shot, stranger. You take your best shot.
Jeb, you want to make a bet if he's still conscious?
Absolutely.
So Alan like looks at Webb and like, are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm so ready.
All right.
I was born ready. Tall folk.
Alan whiffs. He rolled an 8.
Okay.
Ooh.
Alan rolls an 8, and he's like, Franklin Webb is trying to lift up his pickaxe, but it's a little heavier than he remembers, and he like, falls forward with it, and so you like swing where his head was, and he just like has bent over to like pick it up. He's gonna try and hit you.
Is he knocked over from the breeze? Like just
You know what? That's
the
fair. Let me
massive
roll a
amount
save.
of air?
Let me roll a save for him. What do you think the DC is on
No
on
need to roll a
whoosh
save
of air?
for him. No.
Okay.
I bet 2 copper, Jeb. He's gonna be unconscious by the end of this.
Zoth
cover that.
leans over to Jeb and Fox, and he's like, "I'd probably fail the combat test, guys."
He rolled an 18
Yeah, that hits.
Ooh.
just on the die.
Yeah, that hits.
Just, like he didn't have any modifiers.
That
He
hits.
rolled an 18 on the die, and he just, as you like whiff over top of him, he finally manages to lift the pickaxe and literally just like lifts it straight up into your shin, just like, and, like hits you with it that way.
Alan kind of like
I did it.
does one of those like
I
like
did
kind
it.
of like ouch, like kind of step back a little bit, like hitting his chin. He's like, well, I am actually fairly impressed. I if he is willing, I have no qualms with him joining us.
I'm gonna look to yeah. Do you have any more tests or things you'd like to ask him?
Yeah, floats up a couple spores towards you, and then once you're able to speak with him, he goes, "What?"
So this guy
Here's your
we're
2
considering.
Copper, Jeb.
joining the party, and generally you consult the current party members to see if they're a good fit, and so we've all put them through some form of test, and since you are part of the party, I'm just asking you if you'd like to test him or just ask him any questions and see if he fits the party.
You did not test me.
No.
It doesn't seem fair to test him.
That's a
Well,
good point.
now-
Man.
You were wanting information. You're wanting to explore. He's wanting to adventure. Those are two different things.
Yeah, we're protecting you, yeah. And we gladly do
You
that.
think he would be a danger to me?
No.
Not to
You
I
look
think he
over
would-
and he's like dropped the pickaxe again and is like trying to lift it back up over his shoulder
We're-
to pose.
We're trying to discover if he will be a danger to himself.
He will certainly be a danger to himself.
And we want him to understand that.
Why would you not just tell him?
We did.
Oh. Well,
But some people need to hear with actions rather than
He
with
technically
words.
passed our tests.
I hear
Oh,
with
there's
thoughts.
one. There's one more test.
Oh, what is the remaining test?
Push him off a cliff.
Hey Franklin,
Yeah?
Oh,
come here.
this is gonna be good.
Franklin waddles over to you. He just leaves his pick on the ground, decides he looks better without it.
No, don't leave your gear. Never leave your gear behind. That's
He turns around, walks back over to it. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
There
gonna
you
pretend
go.
to pull out a piece of paper and pretend I'm making notes up. That's 1.0.
He walks back up to you.
All right. Now here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes when you're out adventuring, you have to be willing to bend the rules. How willing are you to do something illegal if the adventure and the greater good calls for it?
How illegal are we talking? Like, are we talking about cutting in line? Like,
Yeah. We're talking about cutting in line.
what's the line for? What are we queuing up for?
Is his family in here?
No, his family are out.
Okay. Now here's the thing. Also we need to test your ability to be loyal to the group and to not go snitching on no folks either. So I'm gonna do something illegal, and we're gonna test your ability to contain yourself.
Okay.
Okay.
He turns around to the other three of you and goes, "He's gonna cut in line." Turns back and
Yeah,
goes,
man.
"Which line are you gonna cut in?" I'm also gonna add a die to the tension pool.
Xoth says, which line would be the worst to cut in?
Probably the line at church. All right, here we go. And I'm going to cast magic missile.
No.
Wait,
Where?
I'm gonna cast magic missile on his dining room table, just right in the middle.
On his dining room
inside.
table?
Yep, inside. And he should know that spells, especially like straight up magic, is illegal to do in the bowl
Yep.
in town.
I'm also rolling the complication die to see if anything happens to you for doing something illegal in the middle of town.
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead and I guess there's no
Yeah,
save or
it
anything. It
auto
just
hits.
happens.
So
How much
3
damage do you
darts.
deal to this man's
Oh, it's a bunch. Oh no. Oh, that's max damage there.
Oh, no.
So
No.
that's 7 plus 3.
How
10,
loud is this?
10 damage as these purple darts fly out of the blunderbuss and just smash into the dining room table.
Oh no! My table! It's broken!
Oh no.
This table just splinters onto the ground. What am I gonna do with my... Why would you do that?
It doesn't look like you're containing yourself.
I'll contain you! And he like hefts his pickaxe again. Why would you do that to someone who just wants to adventure with you, huh?
I just get up in his face and I say, if you can't contain yourself in this pitiful excuse for danger, what are you going to do when your life is on the line?
Roll
And
intimidation.
I'm instigating. I'm trying to get him to hit me.
Okay.
Uh, 17 plus some stuff.
Okay. You successfully intimidate him and his fight or flight kicks in. I'm going to roll percentile to see which it is.
18 total.
Matt, roll a
Yes.
percentile. I need to roll higher than you.
That would be a 0 on the single digit. Is that a 10?
No.
Yes.
Oh,
No, not on the single
No.
digits.
wait.
Okay, then it's 50.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He rolled a 96.
Oh.
So you get up in his face and he goes, now you just take a step back. And he literally headbutts you with his big mole face.
All right. What do you get to hit?
He rolled a 12 to hit.
12 to hit. My armor class is 11.
Okay.
So I cast mage armor and just coat myself in this shell of magical energy, and his head just ricochets off of Jeb.
Are you able to do that as a reaction?
It
Okay.
is a reaction spell.
Okay. So you
And I
cast,
say, yeah, go ahead.
so you cast mage armor, and his
Mm-hmm.
head bounces off, and he like, and takes a little bit of the impact, the blunt force damage he was gonna do to you hits him, and he tosses his axe aside and just leaps towards you with his little mole claws out.
Oh, he's going.
Can Xoth step in and try and catch him and hold him back?
Okay, Zoth's gonna step in and try and catch him and hold him
I'm
back.
gonna try to step in between Zoth. I'm gonna try to stop Zoth.
Fox. Apple Katie, great timing with that random encounter, because I was just about to tell the party, Fox, you're about to step in and interrupt Xoth when you see in the distance a familiar deputy and what looks like another deputy you don't recognize coming down the road towards you. One of them is the deputy who cited you earlier, not the angry one, the other one, the more reasonable
Yeah.
guy. Is coming down the road towards you. So now,
Now, Jeb,
there are
there's no need to roughhouse. We all know, we could probably find a better place to wrestle.
he rolled a 15 Jeb to grapple you.
To grapple me?
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
So this is a new round, right?
Yeah. And Xoth is
Okay.
trying to restrain him, so I should let Xoth do that first before before his roll.
I'm
happens.
just trying to.
Well, I was
to
gonna say
stop
I didn't
him.
get an action last turn because my
Yeah, his mage armor is a
Oh,
reaction.
you're right. Okay.
or was my magic missile.
That's what
my
I thought your
action?
magic missile was
Okay.
that round.
No, never mind then.
So so Zothkug, you're gonna try and restrain him. Roll.
Yeah.
Roll to grapple. So that's your athletics versus his acrobatics,
Okay.
which he's untrained
That's
in.
not
So
good.
it's just a straight roll.
Neither am I.
He got an 11.
I got a 12.
Whoa.
All right, you are able to restrain him barely.
I'm like, whoa, Jeb. Whoa, let's all cool it. Okay.
Wait, are you
these are
restraining
not the.
Jeb or are you restraining Franklin?
No, I'm restraining Franklin, but
Okay.
I'm telling Jeb to cool it.
When you restrain Franklin, being that you are 7.5 feet tall and he's 2.5 shins tall, how do you restrain him? Like, do you lift him off the ground? Do you just get down on his level and hold him back?
Oh, so-
I was just gonna hold his collar.
Okay.
one point of note: we're doing this in his house, so I don't know if that affects.
No,
Zoth
I thought
at
this
all.
was outside.
You're outside his house. You guys went out front for
Yeah,
the
you
combat
guys
with
stepped
Alan.
outside.
Oh yeah, no, you went
I
back
told him that I
inside
wanted to
and
go back
that's
in
true.
because of the table.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to cast the spell inside there. Jeb didn't want to go casting no spells just out in the street.
Okay. So Zothkug has reached through the door to restrain
Yeah.
him then.
Yes.
So
However-
Zothkug is just reaching into a door, which is what the deputies see
Yep.
as they walk towards you at the beginning of this round. This
Zoth-
round, they're going to break into a dash. It will take them 2 rounds to cover the distance to you. So you have one more
I'm gonna
round
wave
to try and
with a smile.
get the heck out.
Xoth is just like, hey guys, let's both cool it, all right? This is not the vibes we want anywhere near us if we can help it, okay?
Look
We
at my
can pay
face,
for
Franklin.
a new table.
Franklin, look at my face. I am cool. Like Xoth is saying, I am cool. This is going on. Do you have what it takes to keep your cool in a situation like this, out on some adventure? Some adventure that's so important that if it doesn't happen, then that difficult question can't be answered. The difficult choice can't be made, and everything gets plunged into darkness. Do you have what it takes, Franklin?
The hardest choice right now is just whether to kill you or whether to kill your friends. And he begins his villain arc.
Because if you do, then you can come. But if you can't, You'd be better off staying here with your family.
Also, we can buy you a new table. We're very sorry for this.
Oh, I can fix your table. That's not a problem.
He like slowly relaxes, like, we'll have to see.
Once he cools down, Xoth will let him go, and
Okay.
then pull his arm out and stand up.
Okay,
And then
you stand up, and now
probably
you also
notice-
see deputies sprinting towards you.
Just smile and wave.
Alan will look at Jeb and kind of raise his eyebrows like, damn, didn't know that Jeb had like a drill sergeant side of him. And Alan respects it. Like, Alan is like, okay.
here for it.
Like, all right. Because Alan knows what he did. Like, Alan's had that happen to him. Like, that's what happens when you're in the military.
They have to break
So,
you
yeah,
before they can build
Yeah.
you.
So, dang, Alan has some newfound respect for Jeb there.
We will build this NPC in our own image.
But will you build his table?
Oh, what a web we weave.
Anyways, we're I think
All right,
out
if
of
no
the
one
combat.
else is going to take any actions, then we're going to go into the next round, and the deputies are going to arrive on the scene.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. The deputies run up to the scene and go, What in Sam Hill is happening over here? You lot again. And the first one pulls out his paper and compares as if there's any other mishmash of three tall folk in Tumbleweb.
Does
who are
Alan catch a
traveling
glimpse
together.
of what his name is on the paper?
Roll perception with
Dang
disadvantage
it.
because you weren't expecting him to whip the paper back out.
Okay, hold on.
I love that Alan's mind goes there.
6. Not good.
Nope, you do not catch a glimpse of what
What?
your name is.
What seems to be the problems, officer?
What are you doing reaching into this man's house? He comes around the corner and looks at it. Look at this man. Are you okay, sir? And the deputy walks in and walks up to Franklin and he goes, I'm fine, officer. I'm cool.
Yes.
And the deputy looks at him and goes, Are you sure? Because these folk have been causing trouble already. You know, if you wanna file a report, we'll get them right out of town. And he goes, It's all right, officer. They're friends of mine. You know, his like face gets the like hero angle light on it. Like, we're actually thinking of going into business together, officer. And sometimes business parties have little discussions that get heated.
Yeah,
But we're
man. I was
cool
just
now.
reaching in to just dissolve the situation and make sure everyone stays cool before anyone did anything they regret.
What happened to your
Nope.
table? It was an accident.
Training exercise.
Yeah, we're training to be table breakers. We're gonna be table breakers.
It is a
right,
new
right,
emerging
guys.
industry that
Yeah, man.
has not yet really been tapped. The market is not saturated yet.
Well,
There's a lot
the
of
table's
potential
been
in the-
tapped, that's for sure.
That is true. That's what we will offer.
One of you
Yeah,
the table
elect
breakers.
someone to roll persuasion.
That's who we are. We're the table breakers.
All right. All right.
That's our
Oh,
group
no.
name.
All right.
The table
Got
tappers.
this. Okay.
Planned obsolescence for tables.
All right. 22. And see, officers, it's as simple as this. Okay. A lot of people, they just can't move their furniture as easily. We go in and disassemble their furniture. And these days, it's just a lot faster to disassemble it that way. Okay? And it's a really untapped market because only we have the skills to reassemble that
Only
table.
you have the skill. Oh, to reassemble. I was gonna say because all you did was hit it.
No, we can only get away with it because we have the skills to reassemble it.
When did Fox turn into Jerry Seinfeld?
But we have the skills to reassemble it. Only
Well-
we.
I don't see it going anywhere. But if Edison can take off, I guess anything can take off.
Now we're sorry. It looks like it was a commotion to you. You know what? Are you just pounding us because we're tall? Is that what this is about?
I'm just saying. The one deputy says to the other, but clearly he's actually talking to you. I'm just saying, ain't no way that creatures that tall can be sentient. Okay, there's way too much space between like where their heart pumps their blood and their brain for their intellect to like keep up. Shorter, smarter. I've always said it. I've always known it. You know, like this man, he looks at Jeb, who is standing inside the house, cool as a cucumber. This man's collected. He's standing. We're trying to probably have a discussion around this table, and probably one of these giant oafs, what they did is they came in and they just boomed
I'm writing
right
this whole
on the table
conversation
down there.
down.
You're writing
this down.
Are you pulling out your smartphone?
Yeah. I'm writing this down.
I'm just saying.
Actually, officers, could you point me in the way to your foreign relations?
Foreign relations.
Your embassy. Your
You found City Hall just fine last time.
So City Hall deals with all outsiders.
Well, it's where the government is. Duh.
All right, then yes. I'll have to take this prejudice to the government. So if you'll excuse me, I'll head back to City Hall then.
It's okay, officer. He gets a little offended about being referred to as vertically challenged, but they all get used to it.
I'm just saying it's a challenge being that tall, okay? It's not an insult. I'm just saying a true thing.
I mean, it's a known fact.
Yeah.
But you know what? We can pity them for that. We can cut them a little bit of slack because they just it's tougher on them.
Well, that's the second slack we will have cut them today. You better try and keep these ruffians in shape, okay? I don't know what kind of zoo you're running, but
A tall one.
You clearly. all right. And they turn around and stroll off into the distance with their spurs
I'm just
behind
kidding,
them as
Fox.
they
I
take
love
their
you.
bow-legged steps.
I know. You did the right
Jeb,
thing,
man, do you
Jeb.
actually have tall people zoos?
No. No, we have tall people ranches.
I'm just saying, I really want to go to that ballroom dancing recital, all right?
Yeah,
That's
man.
gonna be a tall people zoo. I'll tell you what.
But anyways, yeah, man, you should talk with your family about the adventuring, but I would love to have you with us.
Well, where are you staying? Where are we gonna start from? Because we gotta go over clues and stuff, right? We should make
So-
a conspiracy board. I think I've got like
Absolutely
some
agree.
string and stuff.
Okay,
I love it.
here's what we need to do. You need to take the rest of the day. Well, you don't want to start a new shift in the middle of the day, right? That makes the hours weird and all
Right.
of that stuff. So go ahead and take the day. Talk with your family. Make sure that your wife's in on this and that she's okay with it. Just give them the old talk and let them know what kind of time frame you're going to be gone.
Okay.
Because we could be going deep underground. We
All
could
right.
be gone for a couple weeks
Or longer.
What did
or
you
longer.
What'd you tell
Couple
your
months.
wife? How'd you have that conversation with her?
Oh, I'm not married.
That was he's not married. He's not married. But and make sure you get all your gear together, and then meet us at let's see which. Fox,
We could just meet you
knew
here
all the
tomorrow
inns,
morning
right?
when we're ready to go.
Yes.
Okay.
It was
We'll pick you up in the
Silver
morning then.
Spur.
The Silver Spur. Yeah, we'll meet you at the Silver Spur.
All right, what time?
Oh, daybreak, like little after daybreak, first thing in the morning.
All right, I'll be there. And he turns around and goes, "Can you put my table back together though?"
Yeah, sure. And Jeb actually swapped out one of his cantrips the other night. He's gonna cast mending on it, and the table just like reforms back together, and the wood like stitches. The fibers are sew back together and everything.
He goes,
And,
"This is gonna be so cool."
I mean, I'm cool. We'll see what you can do.
I mean, I'm cool.
I agree.
All
I
right.
think it would be cool.
This will be great.
All right.
And then I invite back to the pot or on the shoulder or whatever he wants to do.
Yeah, goes back.
Come
to
on back to the pot.
Zothkug's always going back to the pot. Sorry, what?
That's true. It always has been.
Does the pun command not work?
No, so chat. One of the tools that we use is real broke tonight, and we're not sure why. It might be a software update thing, but anyway, so one of our tools is not running. That's why there's no 3D on screen, and that's also why there's no pun.
First rule of Circle Club is be there or be square.
But I'll give you a pun because you redeemed a pun. So let's say, for example, that you are one of the shorter races. You're a halfling, you're a gnome, you're dirt, whatever, and you need like a building project, like you want to go work on your deck or whatever. Where do you go to get the supplies for that?
Home Depot.
Gnome Depot.
Got him.
I got a pun for you.
Alrighty. All right, guys. Now that that's taken care of, do we want to head to the
South Kung is like, I
the
don't wanna
next
hear that,
guy?
but get away.
Elliot Orchid, who's been seeing weird stuff.
Yeah.
Musicians don't die; they just decompose.
Do you want to go check out the guy who's seeing weird stuff?
Are we talking distance? Like, how? Did we just?
Did you
I'm
not
gonna
like
wait
my
until-
pun? Come on, Fox. I thought it was a good pun. I even said it to you in my voice, with my mouth.
I'm sorry, Jib. I'm a little.
When we
worked up
walk
'cause-
down the road, we are within talking distance. That's like, I mean, I know you like to scout out ahead and stuff, but you know, we're in the city, man. We don't need to do that.
I was making sure we're away from a certain somebody.
You
that
mean our new party
I'm
member that
surprised-
totally earned his keep?
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I do
I'm
believe he
surprised-
proved himself.
I mean, look
guys
at
are
look at
entertaining
Owlin's
this.
shin. It's mildly
It's
bruised.
got a slight red mark on it.
Yeah,
He's going to be a liability.
I do
we're
not believe
we're
he,
all a
he
liability.
was not a
I'm a
liability
liability.
whatsoever in that encounter. He was actually an asset to himself.
I mean, when I fire up big stuff, it makes all of us a liability. It's like,
Hey, man, just let him come. You know, it's a new friend.
All I'm saying, if y'all are really gonna go forward with this, y'all can take responsibility for when it all goes.
okay, okay.
What do
So
you
what
mean?
it
We all have
sounds like,
responsibility for ourselves.
it sounds like he's not the problem. It sounds like your conscience is the problem. I think you're feeling a little guilty, like he's gonna die and it's gonna be on your hands.
Hey, man.
No,
I'll tell you what,
it
it's-
quite clearly won't.
Well, see, that's the thing is that he passed all of the tests and he proved that he legitimately wants to, even in the face of all of this stuff. If he dies, that's on him.
He is the intern.
man.
Josh said it perfectly in the chat. He's the intern.
All right. So speaking of interns, I've been having this idea. I've been cooking it around in my head. We should
All right, man.
we should incorporate. like all of us. We should like
Incorporate.
yeah.
What does that mean, man?
That we should become a corporation.
Oh, like start a company.
Are you
Yeah.
just to clarify for me as the DM here? Are you just standing outside his house having this conversation, or are you walking somewhere?
I assume we're walking.
we're walking
to the
somewhere.
other
Okay,
Are
are
I
you
thought we were
walking
walking
next
to the
posting?
Yeah.
We might not know
Yeah.
where, but we're walking.
That's
somewhere.
fine. You're going to the next posting. That's
Yep.
fine.
Yeah.
Wait. I think you're onto something, Jeb.
Yeah.
What are we
I'm
gonna
totally
sell,
onto
man?
something.
Well,
Well, see, we would
how
we would
do-
sell our services.
how do
As an adventuring party?
business, like
Yeah.
how does incorporating work in Tumbleweb? Because I don't know. In where I'm from, it may be smarter for us to become an LLC rather than incorporate.
What's an LLC,
Well, it's-
man? We just sort of open up shops where I'm
Limited
from.
liability corporation. It's a little bit different, but it.
Yeah. Hey man, all I knew is that you just walk up, introduce yourself as working for blah, and next thing you know, blah's a company.
I
I mean,
That's my understanding of
that
it all.
that
we're a little less regulated around here, so I mean, it's probably, but iterative changes. I say we just start a corporation, and then we can tack on the limited liability later if we need to.
okay. That's fair.
Because goodness gracious, you know that we're going to need some liability with the amount of chaos we
This is
cause.
true.
But I thought it'd be really nice to, whenever we offer our services and want to help somebody out, then we can like slap them a business card or an invoice and be
All right.
like, "Yep, we can do it for this." This,
If we're gonna
and
do
help you out.
this, I handle the deals. Okay?
Unless they're party related, then I handle them.
No.
Ooh.
No, Xoth
Hey,
never
hey,
deals with
Xoth
the
is
deals.
HR. Yes, yes.
What
Well, I'm actually
services
OR.
do we-
Thank you very much.
What services do we offer in this scenario, Jebediah?
It's because
Well,
he's
I
orc
mean-
relations.
Yep.
That's amazing. Well, I mean, I'm sure we could develop products to sell as we go, but right now, we've been helping out folks. And are you okay, Fox? You look like you have a headache.
That's very observant of you, Jeb.
I try to keep my mind keenly and my eye keenly pointed to exactly what you want. In
Fox
certain
has a
scenarios.
shenanigan
That's
quota,
why-
and we've met it for today.
That's why I ignored you a little while ago when you tried to get out of the test for thieving stuff.
So, DM 13. Is anybody like following us? I'm literally looking for anything else to do besides this conversation.
No, but you have arrived. You're now standing outside the next house.
Oh, would you look at that?
I mean, weird people are looking at you weird because you're a bunch of tall folk, but nobody's like following you or spooking or whatever.
Here we are.
So I mean, I could obviously sell key lime juice. I mean, that's like one thing, but that's just like tiny little stuff.
I can sell a transcendental experience, man.
You could also
There
sell
is no
healing
answer
services.
when you knock on the door.
Fox can do like lock picking, like a locksmith. Somebody gets locked out of their house, he
Hello?
can totally do that.
This time you realize that the door looks like it might have been forced shut. Like the hinges are like a little bit off kilter, and so the door's kind of jammed, but it's not actually like the handle's not closed or anything like that.
Are we out like on a busy street?
No, you're in the first ring now.
Okay. Is this like what I'm asking, is this like a little side street off of the main thoroughfare, or
Oh yeah.
is this like...
You're off the main
Okay.
thoroughfare. Yes.
I've never heard anyone say thoroughfare in my life.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's fun.
Neither have I.
Let's
And
not
it's
focus
thorough.
on that now.
Okay.
Let's not focus on your lack of a vocabulary. So, all right, I'm going to do a quick look around. Anybody looking over or anybody looking like they're coming our way anytime soon?
Perception.
That is a 21.
No, there's nobody looking. You seem relatively unobserved.
All right, Jeb, I think somebody's messed with this door. Watch my back.
Okay. Yeah, I got
this is
I got your back. Hold on.
This
So-
door is like 2 shins, right?
Yeah.
All right. I figure it's probably light enough that I can just like jiggle it to see if it's still attached to the door frame.
You jiggle it and it like falls off the hinges. The door just falls towards you. Looking into the house ahead of you,
job,
Elliot
you picked
Orchid's
it.
home is a little bit larger than the first house you visited, which is to say there's a room in there for probably like the tall folk would just have to kind of bend. You wouldn't have to be like hands and knees crawling. There's a nice living room, and then kind of dug off to the sides, there are several other, there's like a little den, and there's a library and things like that. Or not a library, but like a little study, like a private study and a little home office and what have you. And there's also nobody there. There's nobody in the house, and the inside looks pretty ransacked. It looks like someone has gone through looking for something. Papers are scattered all over the floor, and furniture has been flipped and upended, and the house is just an absolute wreckage. That's what
All
you
right.
see.
Quick, Jeb, I need you to keep an eye out. You two,
Shouldn't Jeb go in since he fits?
trust me on this. Jeb's gonna look best standing outside than the rest of us. You two, I need you to go find somewhere else to sit by and not look suspicious near this door. I'm gonna figure out what happened in here. Looks like you got ransacked. I think something might have happened in this house.
All right,
Here's
Alan,
what I think.
let's go have a powwow.
Here's what I think. We could do treasure retrieval. We could do like monster slaying,
Jeb,
and our
Jeb,
slogan
we
could
can
be
talk about this a little bit later. I think
"We
let's-
get dangerous, so you don't have to."
I like that a
Okay.
lot, Jeb. But let's.
I'm going inside
let's
the
move-
house
let's-
and putting the door back on its frame behind me,
Okay. You
or at
ent-
least leaning in a way it looks like it.
Yeah, you enter the house and lean you're basically an expert at leaning doors at this point. You've done that before. So, all right. You are now inside the house. Do you want to roll an investigation for me and see what you can find out?
Yes. One of the first things I want to check is, does it look like any valuables are still left behind?
Okay. Also, Jeb, I'd like a perception for your lookout.
Investigation. I got a 11.
Okay. There are still valuables in the house. You see, there's like a nice vase with some flowers in it. It looks like a fairly expensive gem sitting on one little table. It looks like mostly papers and files are what are all over the floor and what's been like really gone through as you're investigating. You also notice that at the back of the house, there is a kind of a discrepancy in the dirt, like the back dirt wall at the back of the house. There's a patch of it that looks like it was recently dug.
All right. I'm going to go back out to the door and just
Okay,
poke
Jeb,
it
I see you.
open. Hey, Jeb. I could use your expertise in here.
if we manage our profit margins properly.
Josh,
And if we
They're not.
is there like a bench nearby?
They're not your
Sure.
business.
Not too far away. We'll say
Expertise at the
maybe
moment.
like 53 feet down the tunnel from where you are now. There's a
Okay,
bench.
I'll just lead Ellen to the bench and just have.
It's
us
like
sit
right
on
at the
it.
top rim of the bowl. So it's like a bench, with like looking down on downtown, basically, like a panoramic view type thing.
Cool.
Okay, so what are we going with Fox and Jeb?
Yeah, sorry, Fox, I was kind of lost in thought. What do you need?
Come in here, Jeb. I need your expertise.
Okay. And I pull the door and just like, and I just like walk in.
Okay.
I go and put the door back up.
Okay. I'm going to add a die to the tension pool.
You're really good at that.
Okay.
Yeah, starting to think I should put it on a resume. Anyway,
We could add that to our services.
Jeb, focus. All right, the back wall there. It looks like it's not like the rest of the house. A little bit more fresh. Can you tell me anything more about it?
Can I make an investigation check on the back wall that looks fresh?
You can make it with advantage.
What?
It looks that fresh.
Oh.
Not unlike
I am
Ellen,
running.
always. Yeah.
Clown shoes.
What?
11.
Okay. It is definitely freshly dug. It looks like the hole was closed from the other side.
Looks like it was closed from the other side. Freshly dug. Good keen eye on that. Want me to dig it out?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Suddenly, Fox has a
Pull
southern
out a
accent.
dagger,
Scoop.
Okay.
just in case.
You scoop it out, and you get like 3 or 4 scrapes when a loud
sorry.
child's cry comes from inside the hole. You dig a little bit further, and there is a young dirt girl tucked in the back, looking terrified, like pushed back against the wall.
Hey, darling. You alright in there? It's alright. We're friends. We're not here to hurt you. We're here to help.
She just shrinks back even further away from you, like pushed into the wall. She turns around and starts to try and like dig away a little bit further. It's just like a tiny little hole that she's made.
I'm sure your mom and dad told you to bury yourself in here. It's good on you. Good thinking. Oh crap.
She like kind of bursts into tears.
I am going to finish digging it out
Okay.
enough so that I can get in there.
Okay, so you dig out the hole. Are you just going in with her? Like,
Yeah, if there's room. Like, is it a closet essentially or something, or
it's literally like she dug the burrow, so it's like
Oh, okay.
exactly her width,
yeah. I'll take my hat off. Kind of seem a little less imposing and put it on the ground.
I'm gonna back away so I'm not crowding.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
What's your name? I'm Jeb.
Roll a charisma.
Hey, there's a roll. Straight charisma?
Yeah.
18.
Ooh.
Annabelle?
Annabelle. That's a pretty name, Annabelle. Well, I tell you what, are you hungry?
She like pulls back away from you again into the hole further. Kind of curled up on herself.
I'm going to sit on the ground cross-legged and uncork my water skin, and I'm going to say, shh, don't tell anybody. And I'm going to point my blunderbuss at it and go, "Voo," and kind of use some prestidigitation to flavor it a little bit.
Okay.
I'm going to take a little sip, and I'm going to offer her some. You want some? You thirsty?
Roll charisma with advantage.
Ooh, that's a natural 20.
Ooh. She reaches forward and like gingerly
Take a smell.
takes the water
a
skin
smell.
from you. What does it smell like?
Key lime pie.
She smells it and then slowly like,
Mm-hmm.
and she like drinks
Oh.
the whole thing down, and she's got that like, you know how like after a child has an absolute tantrum where their face is kind of covered in tears, but they've sort of stopped crying and are in that weird like post-storm. She has
Yeah.
that look on her face where she's like exhausted, but like isn't totally present. She like hands it back to you. Thank you.
And I'm just gonna kind of kind of get comfortable and kind of lean in the doorway a little bit, just to like show a relaxed position to kind of help her mirror a relaxed position.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say, well, Annabelle, what are you doing here all by yourself?
Well, I was playing Magic Tunnel.
You are familiar with Magic Tunnel, which is a very popular children's game for the dirt, where it's similar to hide and seek, except instead of hiding somewhere that already exists, you pick one wall in your house to make a burrow in, and the idea is you're trying to find the dirt that's not right, and that's how you find them. So that's Magic Tunnel.
Yeah.
I was playing Magic Tunnel, and because
Magic Tunnel.
Daddy always plays Magic Tunnel before he goes to work, and as I was closing the tunnel.
And she like just breaks back down into crying again.
Well, you did really good. I had a very, very hard time finding you here. You must play Magic Tunnel a lot.
Roll charisma with advantage.
Rolling hot tonight, Josh. That's another 18.
Nice.
Ooh. We need it.
Yes. Well, Daddy says I'm best at Magic Tunnel. My sister's not nearly as good.
Sure. What's your sister's name?
Her name is Lisa.
Lisa. That's a pretty name. That's a very pretty name. Is she an older sister or is she a younger sister?
She's older. She's away at school.
You
I'm
look like
too
you're
little for
probably
school.
getting... Yeah, I was going to say, you look like you're probably getting old enough to go to school, too. Are you excited about that?
Daddy says next year I can go to school.
Hold on a second. You know the arm thing? Like, they say if you can put your arm over and touch the ears on the other side of your head, that you're old enough to go to school. Do that. How close are you? Can you do that?
She tries. And she can totally do it.
Oh, see, I told you, that's so exciting. Look at that. You're perfectly ready to go. Your daddy knows what's right.
Yeah.
And she's like the first little smile through, peeking through the sadness.
Yeah.
Well, darling, I don't want to leave you.
Who are you?
Oh, I said earlier, but you might not have heard me. My name is Jebediah. You can call me Jeb. And you always know it's me because I wear my hat just like this, and I put the hat on.
How come you're here?
Well, we came here to visit, and DM, could you actually remind me which quest we were?
This
Yeah,
was he's been
it
seeing
was-
strange things, right?
Yeah, I need help making sense of strange things I've been seeing. That was posted by Elliot Orchid on the notice board.
Thank you. Well, your daddy had posted a job, said he was seeing some strange things and wanted some help kind of figuring out what they were. And so I was just coming here to talk to him, see if we could help figure out what those strange things were, and see if we could help. And then I found you here, and I didn't find him. Do you know where he's at?
I don't know where Daddy is. I put that on the board, and I think I got Daddy in trouble. This morning we were playing Magic Tunnel before Daddy goes to work, because we always play Magic Tunnel, and I was finishing my tunnel, and right as I was finishing it, someone came in and put a bag over Daddy's head, and I don't know where it is.
And she like starts to cry again and like rock back and forth a little bit.
I'm gonna reach over and put my arm around her.
Roll charisma with advantage.
18 again. That's like 3 17s in a row.
She like slowly calms down and like stops crying again while she's sitting next to you.
I'm gonna do some deep breaths really loudly to get her to like mimic the deep breaths.
She does it. She follows your lead.
Now listen here. You didn't do anything wrong. If you put that on there, if you put that board on there, you know what that means?
What?
That means that you asked me to come. And guess what? I'm here. And I'm gonna help.
You can help?
I can help.
Oh, okay.
If I couldn't help, then I wouldn't be here, and I'm here. So we're gonna get this taken care of.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right, Annabelle. Now, were you the one that saw strange things happening?
Yeah, and Daddy didn't think there was anything to put on the board. He said not to tell anybody yet. He had a meeting with Miss Mosk coming up, and he was supposed to talk to her about it, I think. So Daddy he works for Edison, and sometimes I go to work with him in the evenings, cause that way he does, cause I can't be home by myself for too long. So I would go to work with him, and they have this weird thing at Edison called a bed at the back of the shop. He sells carts. At the back of the shop, they have this thing called a bed. It's so weird. It's not like dirt. It's like a thing it's like a nest, but weirder. And Daddy would put me on the bed, and that's where I would just curl up, and I would do coloring on the bed. You want to see my picture?
And she like pulls out a parchment
love
with
to
like
see your picture.
a really hastily drawn. It's like a little cart thing with a person standing next to it, handshaking another, like just stick figures. He goes, this one's Daddy, and this one's someone who's buying a cart, and that way
that's
Daddy's
very
helping
good.
them get around. And one night I was doing my art, and I saw this strange tall folk came in. She had dark skin and purple hair. It was so weird. I've never seen purple hair before. And teal eyes without any of the black the black circles are supposed to be an eye, but she didn't have any. It was really spooky, but she didn't see me because I was just laying so still and doing my drawing. She just slipped right past me, and I heard some papers rustling, and then she left again, and she didn't see me. So I told Daddy about it because it was so weird, and I thought he would want to know. But Daddy said that he would have to tell Miss Mosk. That's his boss. Daddy's boss is Miss Mosk. And so I asked if I could go to work with Daddy that morning because I was scared to be here by myself. So I went with Daddy to work. And he had a meeting with Miss Mosk right in the beginning, and they went into Daddy's office, and Daddy gets his own office because, he locks up the shop some evenings, so he has to have a safe place to put all the things. So Daddy has his own office, so they went into Daddy's office, and while they were talking, I was thinking that even though Daddy said not to tell anybody, that maybe someone could help us understand who the lady was. So I took one of his fancy papers with his signature that he uses for when he sells things, and I just wrote about it and put it on the board. That was 2 days ago that I did that. But then this morning, we were playing Magic Tunnel, because we always play Magic Tunnel before Daddy goes to work, and right after I was hiding, I heard this loud noise, and I thought Daddy had stubbed his toe on the table again, because he always stubs his claw on the table. But I dug out a hole to see if he was okay, but instead this mean lady with a chain wrapped around her arm punched him right in the face. She punched him in the face and then put it back on his head and took Daddy, and I don't know where they went. And she kind of breaks down again into crying.
I give her a little pat on the back, and I say, Annabelle, you are so brave, and you are so smart, and you don't know if this happened because of you. Your mind is probably going to want to tell you that it's because of you, but you don't know that. And if this would have happened anyway, you did the smartest thing by getting us there, and getting us here. Now, I have a couple friends outside. They're a couple tall folk. They're really nice. The bigger they are, the bigger their heart is. I'm just going to tell you right there. They're good people. Okay? We're going to go out there, and we're going to tell them, I'm going to tell them your story, and then we're going to see if we can figure out what happened to your daddy, and we're going to get him back to you, okay?
Oh, okay.
Matt, is this a DM question?
Yes.
Okay, what's up?
As I was saying, while they're doing that, I rolled a nat 20 to look around to see context clues, what kind of papers were missing.
Okay. I'll come back to that as soon as this... Is this interaction done, Jeb? Or are you leading her out front to meet with the tall folk?
I think we're pretty much done.
Okay.
She's like calmed down. I'm gonna just hold her by the hand and walk her out. She's probably like a foot tall, right?
Yeah, she's like teeny.
Yeah, she's like tiny.
Okay, so you lead her back out front, and while you do that, Fox like kind of ducks back inside to look around the house, and she just holds onto your hand and follows you out. She doesn't even acknowledge him. Fox, you duck around the house with very perceptive eyes, especially now that you kind of know what you're dealing with and what you're looking for. You notice that the papers that are scattered around the floor, it does look like Elliot brought work home with him fairly often. A lot of them are sales reports, closing reports for days, like profit and loss statements, things like that. That things that someone who's closing a shop would have with them.
Closing reports for days.
Yeah. So it's a lot of that kind of information. But you do notice that he also has a couple of like hand-drawn sketches and things like that seem to be like idea/prototype kind of things. Like he's designing something new and hasn't refined it yet. You see a lot of iterations of the same thing. And these are on not Edison letterhead, like they're, on scratch paper or whatever. And you notice that it seems like some of that scratch paper is missing. Like there's a drawer that was supposed to be full of scratch paper and it's all been like dumped out on the ground and gone through. But you can see, like, for example, you see design iterations 1 through 11, and then 12 is missing, and then 13 and 14, and then 15 is missing. And so it kind of goes through like that. And that seems to be the only thing that was taken.
From the iterations that have missing pieces, I want to grab just like the surrounding iterations.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like iteration, if it was 10, I went 9 and 11.
Yep. That's fine.
And I'll just head back out.
Cool.
I don't want to spend too much time in here. I'll put the door back.
Okay. You put the door back and you come out front. Out front, Jebediah has just emerged. And what are you doing, Jeb? Alan and Xoth, you can see in the distance that Jeb appears to be holding a small child's hand.
Mm-hmm.
I believe this may
So
be our
anyways,
cue.
that's what a traditional Kelnor party is like, man.
It sounds extremely interesting, and I would love to participate sometime. But I do believe that I think. Do you see Jeb has a child?
Hey guys, this is Annabelle. Annabelle, this is Xoth.
Hi.
She's like
Hello.
looking up, and I mean, straight up to try and see
Yeah.
Xoth's face because she's like a foot tall.
I'll try and like kneel down, and I'll ask Ye to come out and come down, and I'll be like, "This is my friend Ye.
Yeah,
He
climbs
is
out of
amazing."
the pot, and she goes from looking straight up to looking like straight down to see. Yeah, and climbs up, like up Jeb's shin just a little bit, and reaches over and like just pats her on the back a little bit. And that's it. He doesn't like do any spores or anything. He just pats her on the back.
This is Owlin. And you saw the other gentleman inside. He was just kind of checking the place out. That's Fox.
He's a fox, but he's a tall folk.
No, his name is Fox. It's kind of silly, but yeah, he has an animal name.
Oh, okay. Can you turn into a fox? Because that would be so cool.
Yeah, Fox. Can you turn into a fox?
Fox is inside.
As I come back in.
Yeah, sure. You just arrived back.
I look left and right. Is there anybody else on the street right now? This second?
No. The street
right,
rolled
I
a
will-
1 to perception. So no, there's nobody else on the street.
I'll go ahead and morph my face into that looks exactly like a fox.
Roll performance to see how close it is to a fox. You definitely morph it.
It's morphin' time.
Mighty Morphin Fox.
Okay, yeah. You look pretty convincingly like a fox.
Pretty cool, huh?
And I wink and say, "Now don't tell no one."
I won't. That's so cool.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
He can turn into a fox.
She says, turning back to Jebediah.
Now remember, it's a secret. Okay,
Oh,
don't tell
right,
anybody.
right. Shh.
I'm gonna shake
that
my head
means-
and put my face back.
But that means that, we all know that he can turn into a fox. And now you're part of the group. We're going to keep you safe. All right?
Yeah, man, you're part of the adventuring team now.
I don't want to go that far, but we're going to...
What's an adventuring
And,
team? Are we
you're looking-
gonna find Daddy?
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. And that's our adventure that we're going on.
Okay. What should
All
I
right,
do?
guys. What you're going to do,
Look out.
I would... You know what? Xoth, do you think
Yeah,
that
man.
there would be room for Annabelle in that pot next to Yeah?
It'd be a tight
I-
fit with the plant. Like,
Okay.
She
Well, I'll
can
tell you
just
what.
sit on the top of my shoulders.
Well, I was gonna say you can sit on the top of my shoulders, Annabelle. I'll hold on to you,
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think she'd
and I'll
sit
let you.
on your
I'll let you wear
shoulders.
my hat.
she puts on your hat, which of course like just covers her. Like, so just her little legs are like poking out, sitting on your shoulders. So you're basically still wearing your hat.
Yep.
It's like the
All
bend
right.
is just at a different spot than it normally is. Otherwise, it's like the same hat or the same
All right.
look.
So, guys, we
Yeah, man.
a person with a chain wrapped around. Like I iterate the whole story. There was somebody
Yeah.
with a chain wrapped around their arm that came and took Elliot, and put him in a swooped a bag over him, took him off. Fox, do we see any signs inside of a scuffle, or are there any clues or things that may have been left behind that could
So-
give us some indication of what was going on?
I was digging around and I found these pieces of paper, okay? Now, there were more surrounding this, but as you look, I kept on finding, I'd be like, this is 8, this one is 10, but 9 would be missing. And I pull out
Okay.
another pair, 15, but 16 is missing, then 17. Now, these seem to be iterations, some sort of plans, right? And based off of where she said that he worked, I'm guessing that these were his own plans to himself and not something on work time. But it's definitely something that whoever it was, that's what they came after.
Can we tell what their plans for?
Haven't really took a good look at them. Do they look like anything I would recognize? Like a chair?
They don't look like
table?
anything you recognize. They're like detailed schematics of some kind. I mean, they're
Okay.
sketched out, but they're drawn like
Right.
schematics would
Can,
be. So
can
it's
Alan
Yeah, I
tell what they are?
can't make
like,
sense
Alan,
of
you
details of
may
it if you guys
use
can.
a full short rest and an intelligence check to attempt to identify what they are.
Okay, Alan will say, I believe I could figure out what they are, but it would take time. It would take some dedicated time.
Oh,
Well,
hey, if you want to try to
yeah.
make heads or tails of it.
Let's
Here you
take the
go.
time while we're here before we move on.
Josh.
Okay.
Yes, Zothcook?
Would the chain around the arm match any of the posters we've seen or anything we've encountered, or like jog anything, or roll something I should roll for?
I can't remember if you actually visited the South Notice border or if you just sent the auto ferret there, but for the sake of
We
the
sent-
clue, we'll say that you visited. The wanted poster for Shark Harley was a woman who had a chain wrapped around her arm and wore like a leather biker jacket.
Okay. I'll be like, guys, that girl on the wanted poster, Shark Harley, had a chain around her arm.
That
Which
matches the description, yes. So are we?
is it? Shark Harley or Shark Harley?
Shark Harley.
I'm gonna see if then. Well, that means nobody else is probably gonna have a good idea if they're already putting notice boards looking for her. I'm gonna go back to the. I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna go back to the front door. Do I see any obvious like?
Prints or tracks? Is that what you're looking for? Survival check.
Oh boy, that's a Nate.
Nope. You don't see anything with a Nate.
Are we taking the short rest now? Like, is that what we're doing?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
You can.
Hey,
do you want to take the short rest
Yeah.
now?
Whenever we do, I
Guys,
have
if
my
we're Let's do that.
acknowledgement rule ready.
If we're gonna stop, we should probably
Intelligent.
go
You-
stop at the end.
You could take the short rest while you sent Xoth to the tailor. That was the other like pre-party thing you wanted to do.
We could do that.
Yeah,
Or
that makes
Xoth and
sense.
Fox. I can't remember who was gonna go, but you could send
Yeah,
someone to the
that
tailor and
works.
do a short rest while they do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So who's going to back to the inn for a short rest, and who's going to the tailor?
In for the short rest.
I'll go with
will-
Alan.
Okay.
And I'll
And
take
so
care of
then you and Annabelle
Yeah.
and Alan head back to the inn.
I'll go with Xoth, but I do not intend to fully go to the tailor.
Okay, you're gonna try and like split off while he's there. Okay. Splitting the party 3 ways.
Let's go.
Splitting the party for days.
I figured since we're already splitting it.
Before I leave, I would ask Jeb, what is like party attire for Tumbleweed?
Ooh, DM. I mean, Jeb's kind of like a country bumpkin. Would he know what like inner city party attire looks like?
Jeb would know a country bumpkin's best guess at what inner party city attire is like. You can make it up.
Oh no. All right. So when it comes to like official parties, the hat is where it's at. That's what they say. The bigger the better. And
A pointed hat or like a flat top?
I mean, you could do a pointed. You could, make it like with feathers or fur or whatever. I mean, but it's like it has to be the central piece. Like it is what's going to draw attention, and everything else just kind of like builds off of the hat. Whether it's like robes or like some slacks and a vest or something like that. That's kind of moot point. But the hat's where it's at, my friend.
All right, thanks, man.
Yep.
That'll really help me get this outfit together.
No problem. You can trust old Jeb.
Always. Good luck. We'll meet up later and go save your dad, Annabelle.
She's like tucked under the hat.
And then I just look to you. Yeah, do you want to stay with me or do you want to go with someone else? Them.
I will go back to the inn. And crawls out of the pot and crawls up on Alan's shoulders.
Alan accepts
All
it.
right, little dude. I'll see you later.
Piggyback ride gang.
All right. Piggyback gang heads off to the Twilight Fox Tavern. The other two of you, Fox and Xoth, you head down to the tailor. Do you leave once you make it to the tailor, or are you trying to like stealthily split away from him on the way there? Fox.
I'll walk him to the tailor to make sure he actually gets to the tailor without a problem.
Okay. Do you guys want to talk about anything on the way, or should we time skip?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Xoth. So Fox, man, are you okay with me going to this party?
I mean, after today and what we've already committed ourselves to, I don't see why not at this point.
All right, maybe you could like write down a list of questions and things for me to like gather.
No, that's a bad idea.
Hey man, I just want to make sure I do it right. I know.
You should
There's a
probably
lot.
not bring up any questions because you're probably going to ask all the wrong ones, and even if I tell you the right ones to ask, you're probably going to read it directly from the paper as you ask them. So I think it's probably best if you just listen.
All right, man.
And you know what? I don't say this often because usually it's wrong. But go with your gut. All right?
It's been so
figure-
long, man.
What's the worst that could happen? Don't
Maybe
answer
I'll
that, never
finally feel a connection to Kelnor again, like I used to back home.
Well, all right. Listen, man. I really hope that one of these days you'll learn that we can't take up every single person we meet, okay?
Hey, man, if they want to come along, they want to come along. That's on them. But they want to vibe with us, let them. More people to talk to.
It's our party, and as our party, we have a responsibility, all right? If we take them on, it isn't just their decision. Now, their life and, well-being is on all of our hands. So you're not only asking for him to be okay with dying, but you're asking that we're all supposed to protect him. Just like we protect each other.
Yeah, man. We'll do the best we can.
If he's a liability, why would we do that?
We don't know he's a liability. He passed all of our tests, man.
You saw how he was carrying around that pickaxe? He got lucky. And he only did was tap him on the shins.
I wouldn't have been able to hit Owlin, all right? I can't combat.
You're a pacifist. Of course you can't hit nothing.
There's more to adventuring than fighting.
I'm just saying, listen.
We could train him too.
We could be putting him in untold danger, and that's our faults. All right.
I mean, we put ourselves in untold danger.
Yeah, but I'd like to think that, based off since the time we fell through a hole and a little before, we've kind of dealt with that. All right.
I've got to be honest. I was very scared falling off of that cliff when we first did that.
Paralyzed and completely out of control of your circumstances as you fell a mile.
I have no mouth and I must scream.
I almost forgot about that, Xoth, and I am not thanking you for bringing that up again.
I just reminded you, like, we put ourselves in crazy situations, like...
I'm just saying, man, he ain't got nothing to do with what we're doing.
He's got the prophecy.
He found a piece of paper in his wall. All right.
Why was it in his wall, man?
By chance. He just bought the house. He has nothing to do with it.
Maybe he was supposed to find it.
Oh, God. All right, listen. You go to the tailor. All right.
What are you
I'm
gonna
gonna walk
do?
you there. Make sure you don't pick up another lost soul. And then I'm gonna go for a walk.
All right, man. Be safe. Try not to get into trouble. The police are around.
Take your own advice. Please.
I don't get into trouble, man.
No, but you sure as hell can't get out of it.
All right, man. Godspeed to you.
I think this dirt folk accent's rubbing off on me.
I mean, you are a changeling, so it kind of makes sense that you'd adapt to the situation you're in.
Yeah.
As you're walking,
All right.
dirt folk are just constantly stopping and staring at you, like these two giants walking through their midst.
I happily wave at everyone that I walk by, like as we're casually talking, like it's just a casual wave.
Nice.
Let's get to the tailor quickly.
You arrive at the
princess
tailor
way.
shop.
Yes.
The sign outside says Elazar the tailor. It's clearly like hand painted, and the shop is clearly Elazar's house. And he's just like, instead of a living room, he has his tailor shop.
Is it I'm guessing it's not built for tall folk.
No, it's not built for tall folk. It's built for dirt folk. So you have to like hands and knees to get in the front door.
Well, good luck with that, Xoth. Tell
We'll
me
have a
how
good
that
time.
Goes. I'll meet you back at the end.
Yeah, man. So I crawl in.
You crawl in, and a lone dirt folk is at the back of the room. Between you and he are several like tall coat racks covered in different clothing items, shirts, just a total hodgepodge. It's not like there's sets or like they're all coordinated. It's just like, oh, here's a shirt, here's a jacket, here's like walking through a consignment store.
And by
they're-
tall, you mean like two shins, right?
Yeah, they're all dirt folk sized. So it's dirt folk sized coat racks as well. So they're probably 3 shins in total. And then at the back of the room is Elazar the tailor. Elazar the tailor is a disheveled young dirt folk. He's got a kind of tortoiseshell pattern on his little muzzle, and he's got white whiskers poking out to the side. And he doesn't see you walk in because he is reclining, feet up on his desk, sewing something like up above himself. But because he's sewing the fabric over his head, it's like draping weird, and the seam lines are all messed up and strange. And he's just like working on that and trying to like kind of get the fabric where he wants it to be so that he can keep sewing on it. And that's what he's doing as you walk in.
Okay. Hey man, sorry to interrupt.
Sorry about.
Are you the one?
Goodness gracious, gravy! Hello, you are sure you sure are big.
Yeah, man.
I'm small Elazar. I'm Elazar the tailor. And what can I do for you there, stranger?
I'm Xoth, and I have an invitation for a party on Friday, and I'm looking to get some fancy inner city type party clothes.
Oh, well, if you're looking for some fancy inner city party type clothes, and he whips off his current hat, spins around, putting on like a chic little cape, and he goes, "Then let's find you something nice." And he walks over to the coat racks and begins flipping through them. No, 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 no. This one is much too small. No, no, no. This one. Now this one is marvelous. And he spins back around and like drapes a coat with all the like sequins and stuff on it over your shoulders. But of course it is dirt folk sized, so it fits over like one shoulder with 2 little armholes coming off. He goes, we might need to do a custom job for this. I think I just need
like 2 of them.
We might need to do like a custom job for
Yeah,
this.
man.
What kind of style do you feel is most you? You know, what brings out the Xoth in you? What will it be?
Are you familiar with Kelnor?
No.
Oh, all right.
What's a Kelnor?
That's just the god I believe in the religion I follow.
Ooh, a religious type. But you're going to a party?
Yes, man.
How very strange.
My religion is based around parties.
Well, now that is a faith system I can get behind.
Oh, I would love to tell you more about it, but
But business first before pleasure. Tell me what you need. And he like unfurls a scroll in his hand, picks up a peacock feather quill that he somehow had tucked behind his ear that you didn't see before, and he like spits on it to activate it. What can I get you?
So my friend who is from around here told me it's all about the hat. Is that true? I'm not seeing many hats here.
Hats. Well, of course we hats go out of stock the fastest. They're just so popular when I make hats. That's why you can't see any here.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, but we can make you a marvelous hat. How big of a hat do you want?
Awesome.
What size are we looking for? Are we looking for one as big as you?
Yeah, the bigger the better, I was told.
Oh, okay. So like a full orc-sized hat. Is that what you're looking for?
Yes.
Okay. I'll take that down. I'll just need to take some measurements. And he picks it the same way he like fluffed out the scroll. He fluffs out a bendy fabric tape measure, and he just like tosses it across you. He doesn't seem to actually take like a real measurement. He just tosses it across you, and wherever it lands on the other side of you, he assumes that's the other end. And he like marks down.
Do you want me to like
number.
step outside so you can get better measurements?
Oh no, that would be so inconvenient for you. So he like pulls the fabric tape back, and he goes, "All right, let's get a measure of that dome," and he wraps it around you. You're like, trying to turn so he can get to you. He like measures around your head. And the tusks. We'll have to see if we can work the tusks into what we're doing. Now, do you fancy yourself more of like a sequins type of person, or more of like a rhinestones type of person?
Definitely rhinestones.
Rhinestones,
man.
yes. Okay, very well. Let's see. Oh,
green is my color.
Very well. I will make you. You said green is your color?
Yes.
But you're so gray.
I am. I was green before this. It's a long story.
Did you do some weird drugs? At your parties?
Actually, yes.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
That is not a deception check, ladies and gentlemen.
That's just the truth.
I
they
didn't even
became
remember.
best
That's how
friends.
you got this way. That has
It actually
totally thrown
happened.
me off my groove.
It actually happened twice, man. I was green. I did it once. I turned blue. I did it again. I turned gray.
Well, we'll see if we can get you to be turning heads by the time I'm done with you. And he like,
I'm all here for this,
goes
man.
back to taking notes and sketching, and he draws up this thing, and he goes, "What do you think of that?" And then he turns it back around before you can even look at the design. It's magnificent, isn't it? Let me admire it from this
I love
side.
it.
and from-
Could you also include this symbol on like the back of the outfit or a very prominent position? And I sketched like the symbol of Kelnor.
Interesting. Yes, a coffee mug with the sun coming out of it. That's probably symbolic of something, but I don't care. Let's see what we can do with it. And he takes the kind of symbol you've done and he traces it onto his little sketch. And he goes, "Yes, I think we can incorporate that. Now, is this supposed to be a centerpiece, or do you want it to be subtle, like a little label in the back or something like that?"
Centerpiece.
A centerpiece. Very well. I shall make it so. What I need from you is just a little help procuring materials. I'm happy to make
Of
this for
course.
free. I'm excited about the exposure. Happy to help a traveler from a foreign land, but I am a little bit low on materials right now. So let's just see. I need you to get me. Right. Okay. So I'll need to get thread. I'll need to get fabric. I'll need rhinestones.
and I'll also need a hat to use as a base. So if you can find me those things, I will be happy to make you the most magnificent hat that you've ever seen.
Did you just say it needs a hat for the base of a hat?
Yeah, man, I can get all of that, and this is for the whole ensemble.
Yeah, for the whole ensemble, and then everything else. You can see. I mean, I'm a master clothier of course. So I'll have matching clothing to go along with it.
Alrighty, man. And I'll take the list from him. Granted, he holds it out for me to take.
Yeah, he holds out the list for you to take.
Okay. And I'll be like, I should hopefully have this by the end of the day.
Excellent. You should be able to find everything you need in the market downtown. Shoo shoo.
And he turns around, flips the thing back off, puts on his normal like cowboy hat looking thing, and sits back down and goes, "Now, where was I on those designs?" And he pulls back out the thing he was sewing before you came in.
I'm gonna go on my quest to get all of that stuff.
Okay. Roll an investigation with disadvantage. We'll see what you find. While you do that, Fox, tell me about your adventure.
Not dealing with that, Taylor. That's for sure. I'm going to go find the ballroom dancing lessons.
Ah, yes. The ballroom dancing lessons.
So I
Okay.
figure now's the best time to do it without other people crashing it.
Very good.
I got a 16 on investigation.
Okay. You are able to find all the supplies you need, and it costs you a total of 4 wingles.
Okay. Those are the lesser ones, right?
Nope. Wingles
Those
are
are the
standard
mid
wingle
ones.
digits.
Oh, okay.
There's wings, wingles, and wingle digits, I think.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So standards are wingles. Okay. You are going to the ballroom dance night. You go back to the posting first to see if there's any more information. Oh, you have it, right? You took the posting, Fox. Yeah. So you pull out your posting and you look for information, and you see that there's a meeting place for like an introductory dance class. And then the actual dance, is to be scheduled. The ballroom dance, where you would showcase all your skills. So you go to the introductory class location, which is in deep in downtown Tumbleweb. It turn down a couple dark alleys. You go through some sketchy places because everyone ballroom dances in back alleys. So you go through some sketchy alleys. I'm gonna roll the tension pool to see if you cross paths with any law enforcement on your way there. But luckily for you, you don't.
Prejudice law enforcement?
What's up?
I said the prejudice law enforcement.
That was actually an idea from one of our viewers to have a law enforcement person who thought that short people were smarter than tall people because of the amount of time it takes for your blood to get to your brain.
That's awesome.
Anyway, so shout out to chat influencing the adventure.
Wow.
So you make your way to eventually a third floor, you go up the fire escape to the third floor. It's a single room apartment that has been totally cleared out. And in place of furnishings and walls and stuff, there's one big wall covered in a blackboard that's got this huge schematic across it. But just in front of the schematic is a pale sheet. So you can see that stuff's behind it, but you can't quite make out all the details. And then there is a shady looking dirt folk in that room who is kind of at the back corner of the room. They hear the door open and they turn around. Their eye is still, hidden in a line of shadow as they look towards you.
Is this also a 2 shin tall,
Yeah, this is a 2 shin tall dirt folk. So you can see one eye under all of the, the rest of them is all shadowed by their cloak and their hood and their hat. And then just the red glow of their cigar puff coming out of their mouth. And they turn around and they go, "Are you here about the dancing?"
Yeah, I've always been good with the tango, so I thought I might try a little ballroom.
Tell me what you actually said in Thieves' Cant, though.
Okay, see if you wrong with it. I've come to offer my skills as a partner in your request.
Well, tango is an excellent background skill to have for the particular kind of ballroom dancing that we'll be doing. It's a variant ballroom dance. This is not a standard bank security that we're breaking into, so it'll take kind of a weird combination of skills. You are probably not the only person we need for this job, but let's learn about your skills. So tell me about your kind of dancing history.
Well, I started young, you know. I've danced with quite a few partners, traveling along the road, you could say. And I think we've done quite a few good performances. You know, depending on the situations I think we've even won a few awards. You know, I haven't done anything as big as a bank, but I definitely know my way around a lock, and I know how to sweet talk my way through things.
Well, let's see what you think of the dance floor, shall we say? I've got a layout here of the floor, and he pulls the thing off of the chalkboard on the back of the room, and you can see a very, very elaborate, like multi-layer, several vaults with simultaneous locks on like different parts of the building layout to a schematic. And then at the very back of it, in the actual main vault, is one hexagon with the number 100K written in it. And the kind of coordinator thief dude takes a puff on his cigar. We can dismiss with the pleasantries now. Talk to me about your capabilities. We're looking here at a multi-layer security job. Are you telling me you can talk your way past a guard on the top floor while I'm working my way in through the sewers underneath and be at this point? And he, cigar burns a spot where there's a lever that would need to be pulled in time for me to get down here and get this portcullis lifted.
What kind of timing we're talking about?
We would need to be very precise. That lever is a once-a-day use thing because it's only really meant to be used to clear out exhaust from beneath the, or not exhaust, trash from beneath the bank. So it just clears out the trash chute, shuts really quickly afterwards. There's only a 2-minute window once it's pulled. So we need to be in and out in 2 minutes. So we pull that lever. I go in through the trash section, and then you need to get your way past a guard point here, a guard point there. This guy's always sleeping, but you can get yourself past him, no problem. You'll need to drop through this floor grate. And he shows you if you go through this floor grate, then underneath here you'll have access to the ceiling of the vault itself. And so through the ceiling, I was expecting a dirt who could burrow through, but you'll need to find your way through that ceiling to the actual secure above the vault. Because if we go in through the front, it's a total washout. Okay, the door is cipher protected. There's too much there for us to sneak through. So we need to get in through the roof here, and then you'll need to close that hole behind you convincingly, and you'll need to take all of that and push it down the drain, which is at the center of the vault here. Now the money should be in coin stacks, which of course will not go through that opening. So you'll need to open the coin stacks and dump them down there. All this in 2 minutes. Do you think you can move 100,000 wingle digits in 2 minutes? And he pulls the cipher back, or the cigar back into his mouth and bites down on it.
The only thing I was worried about was digging a hole, but I think I might know another dirt folk who might be interested. I've been working with them now for a while, so I trust him. I might have to bring him here first, of course.
How's his discretion?
There's still things I still don't know about him. He's pretty discreet. He doesn't talk much about the things that don't need to be talked about.
Well, how about this? If you can get the address in this room, then you can meet me there and bring him with you. Oh yeah, and you've got 2 minutes. And then he just leans out the back window, and as he leans out the window, he elbows something that was underneath another tarp in the corner, and it's a mannequin that's bloodied, which falls into the street below, and you hear someone scream, help, city watch, someone's fallen. And you'd hear, people running towards you and whistles blowing. As he falls, he pulls a rope line, and a set of restraints come up around all the windows around you.
Wow, okay.
This is your audition.
This is my audition. All right. Okay, so just the windows though, right?
Just the windows.
This is a dirt folk house.
This is a dirt folk house, but it is a third floor downtown building. So it's built, it's solid. It's not like just casual dirt that's pushed into the walls.
Sure. How thick? I mean, these are dirt folk still, though. How thick are these walls usually?
The walls are a mixture of sediment and dirt, and they are, they're pretty thick. I mean, they're thick enough to stand on their own. So we're probably talking, maybe a foot thick, maybe 2 feet thick.
Okay. And
I also want you to know that right now, on my phone, in actual real person time, I started a 15-minute timer.
Okay. All right. How big is this room I'm in currently?
The room is 30 by 30 by 6 feet tall. So
okay,
just
so I can
enough
stand
for
in
you
it.
to stand.
All right.
And also, again, somewhere in the room is the address.
In that case, how much stuff is in the room besides the schematic wall?
Roll a perception check for me.
Luckily, that's something I'm good at. That's going to be a nat 20.
Okay. There is a wardrobe in one corner, closed. There are 2 desks that are tucked into the back areas. It looks like the room might have been used as a classroom before this guy took it over, with the chalkboard on the wall, and there are some desks pushed back along the outside edge of it. There's a wardrobe that could also maybe hold books. I mean, it's closed, so you can't see inside it, but it could. And then there's also on the floor, there are a couple of like nice rugs where maybe little kids could sit while they were, having stories read to them. And then there's a big chair up near the front of the room by the blackboard.
I'm going to check under the chair, big chair.
Okay, you check
Anything
under the
taped
big.
underneath?
You check under the big chair. Underneath the chair, like taped to the bottom of the chair, is a single small black key. Good starting
All
point.
right. I'm going to look for anything with a lock.
Okay. There are 4 locked things in the room. The wardrobe is locked. The door you came in is now locked. The windows are now locked. So that's 2 windows, both locked because he pulled up the bar restraints. So when I say locked, I just mean there are bars over them now. And then there's also a lock on one of the desks.
Okay. I'm going to try the desk first.
Okay, you try the desk first. Roll. Oh, the key does not open the desk. You could try and pick it
All
if
right.
you want.
I'm going to switch over to the wardrobe, see if the key fits there.
Okay, the key does fit in the wardrobe. Click. The wardrobe opens. You pull it open. There are like tons and tons of books in there, all dusty old books.
I'm going to go through. I'm pulling them by the spine. I'm guessing they're spine facing me.
Yeah.
Pulling by the spine, and I'm just flapping them open real quick and throwing them on the ground, looking for anything hidden in the pages, like any hidden compartment kind of thing.
Okay. Because you're moving really quickly through them and being kind of slapdash, roll investigation with disadvantage.
Not so good. I think for investigation, I don't have anything in that. 8.
8. So you're looking through them. You're pulling out books. You don't see anything particularly relevant. You don't find any other keys. You don't seem to have any other leads.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and. Is there nothing along the back of the wardrobe after all the books are gone?
No, you don't see anything along the back of the wardrobe.
Okay. I'm gonna step over the pile of books now and try the chest. I mean
The desk?
desk.
Okay, you step over the pile of books to the desk. Go ahead and roll sleight of hand to use your thieves' tools. Remember that they give you a bonus.
Yep. That's going to be 23.
Okay, with a 23, you are able to click open the top drawer of the desk. As you click open the top drawer of the desk, you hear on the ground below, well, what happened to him? How'd he get like this? It sounds like a couple of law enforcement authorities have made it to the body that has been dumped out the window. You have 11 minutes remaining. So you crack open the top thing on the desk, you pull it open, and inside that drawer, you see a keyhole in the bottom of the drawer.
I tried the black key on that.
The black key opens the keyhole, and when you open that, the bottom of the drawer lifts out, and it is a small safe. The safe is maybe 3 by 3 by 3 inches. So you pull the small safe out, and the safe has a tumble lock on one side. It has a square etched into the other side, and then it has 2 triangles on the top and bottom. Like a triangle on the top, I should say, and a triangle on the bottom that have been etched into it.
All right, like a hole-ish etched into it, or just
like
shape?
just like like an etched design. It's not like a hole that's etched.
Okay.
It's cut out of it.
I try 343.
Okay. You try 343, and the click, click, click. On the last one, you feel something poke out of the lock and prick your thumb. Roll a Constitution save.
I didn't expect him to try to poison me as part of the audition. That is just a 12 on the die.
Okay.
I got no mods for that.
You don't notice anything immediately happening, but you it surprises you. But otherwise, like nothing in particular seems to happen to you just yet.
I'm worried about that.
Yeah, you should be. So, what are you gonna do next?
Does it open or no?
No, it does not open. It just pricked you.
Okay. I'm going to try it again, except put my ear to it. And I'm just going to turn it slowly with my thumb, not on the part that comes out, obviously.
Yeah.
And listen for any of the clicks.
Okay. 3 and 4 both click.
Okay. And then I'm going to keep going for that last click. Do I want to roll for that?
Yeah, sure. Roll perception to see if you can hear it click. Seems like a perception-y thing.
14.
14. Let me roll your DC. All right. You are able to hear the click. So you get a click on 3, a click on 4, and then a click on 9.
Okay.
So the safe clicks open, and on the inside of it, there is a rolled up piece of parchment. You pull the parchment out, and there is an address written there. So you now have the address.
Okay.
You have 8 minutes and 39 seconds left. And you also hear from the street below you, you hear them saying, "We'll have to check every floor and see if there's anyone left in the building. Let's start on the first floor." And then you hear a door being swung open in 2 floors below you.
How many floors is this building tall?
3. You are on the top floor. Above you is a roof, but besides that, you're on the top floor.
Do I remember the neighboring buildings, what their height was compared?
Roll wisdom.
4.
No, you can't remember. You were all intrigued to get in here and meet with this ballroom dancing teacher.
I feel like I can generally assume that they're probably at least close to similar. I was just wondering if they're shorter. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. People expect people to walk on the floors, so the floors are pretty thick. But can I thump on the ceiling and see how thick the ceiling is?
Sure. You thump on the ceiling and roll an insight check to see what you learn.
10.
The ceiling seems like if you worked hard enough, you might be able to bust through, but it would be a loud and laborious process. You'd have to, damage. It's solid, so you'd have to break through it.
I check the door for traps.
Sure. Investigation.
That's 18.
Not trapped, just locked.
All right. Does the black key work on it?
No.
All right. I'll try to pick it.
Okay.
Thank God I have all of this for sleight of hand. So that's 14.
14. You pick the lock, but the door does not unlock. You hear the click, your lock has been picked, but the door in front of you still won't move, won't budge. The door handle is actually frozen. It won't even turn. Also, I am taking 4 minutes off your timer, leaving you with 2:37 as you hear in the room a click, 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 click,
Okay.
click. It's coming from the corner where the wardrobe is. Click, click, click.
I'm going to go ahead, go
click,
over there and push the wardrobe out of the way.
You slide the wardrobe out of the way, and underneath of it, there is a trap door in the floor, and it is slowly machining down on a hinge. Click, click, click.
So it's slowly
click.
opening?
Yeah, slowly opening. Click, 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 click.
I'm going to go back to the
click,
locked door while that's opening.
Click,
Can I have a general idea
click,
how long I think it's going
click,
to take to open?
click. Based on the rate it's going, it'll probably take about a minute to open. You've got 1:59 before. 1:49 before your timer runs out here.
Okay.
Click.
Are the hinges are in
click.
the inside of the room for that big door?
No, they're not. Click, click,
All right.
Click. Click. Click.
I'm going to head and
130.
spend the last
Click.
bit I can.
Click. Click.
However much time I have left until it opens all the way, I'm going to put as many books back from the wardrobe.
Click. Click.
I'm going to push the wardrobe roughly back where it is, but I'm going to push myself behind it.
Okay.
And I'm going to stand above the trapdoor,
Got it.
but I'm going to wait.
Okay. So you maneuver the wardrobe back where it's going. You stand behind it at the trapdoor, and you're just waiting. And you're waiting. Click. 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 You want to do anything else? Click. You've got 1 minute. Click. Click.
How far open is it?
Click. It's about halfway open. Click. So
Okay,
like a
do
45-degree angle. Click.
Am I
Click.
hearing commotion
Click. Click. Not yet.
downstairs?
Click. They seem to still be on the first floor from what you can, or outside, I guess. But you don't
Alright.
hear them in the room below you. Click. 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 Click.
I'm going to go ahead and plan
Click.
for when I hear
Click.
them at the third floor
Click. Click.
to go through the
Click.
trapdoor.
Click. 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 And the door is open. You've got 10 seconds.
I go through the trapdoor.
You dive through the trapdoor. Acrobatics to land softly as you jump through the trapdoor into the next room.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. You successfully land in the next room. No need to roll a check for the next one. You successfully roll in the next room. You roll, kind of like tuck and roll, pop to your feet. The room is dark. There are no windows in this room except the door, and you can see people moving on the other side of the door. The deputies are about to come into the room. You have 1 round. The room is full of, this is another classroom, but the desks and everything is in the correct place. There's a wardrobe at the back of the room, just where the wardrobe is that you came through. That trapdoor is still hanging down from the ceiling. And then there's also the teacher's desk at the back of the room.
Do we see that Fox has advantage from the chat?
No, I didn't see that, but you have advantage on the next thing. Although, yeah, go ahead. What are you doing?
Okay. Is the wardrobe open?
Like unlocked?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I open it. Books?
Yeah, you open it as full of books, just like the one above.
All right. I'm going to push it away from the wall and get behind it, just like I did with the first one.
Okay, roll with advantage a stealth check to see if you can get that done before the deputies open the door, because I only gave you 1 round.
Ooh. Thank you for that advantage. 17.
All right, you just get behind it, and like everything comes to rest just as the door clicks open and the deputies walk into the room. You can tell by the footsteps there are 3 people in the room, and they're kind of walking around, looking under each desk, checking the front area. I'm gonna roll the complication or the attention to pool to see if they check behind your wardrobe or not.
All right.
Okay, you hear footsteps walking towards your wardrobe. One of them goes, "I'll check back here just to be safe." What do you want
I'm
to
going
do?
to go ahead and morph to the shortest I can.
Okay. It's probably about 5 feet because you're still a medium creature.
I'm going to, change my skin tone, my hair, everything.
Okay.
And I'm going to go ahead. It's dark in here, right?
Yeah, there's no windows.
The only light's coming through the door, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and throw a candlestick, just like a candle, right?
Yeah.
Try to throw it and land it on the side of the room. If they're all searching, hopefully one of them isn't.
Oh, I
Right?
see.
Where one of them isn't actively searching.
I'm going to roll a percentile die to see if one of them's over there or not. Trevor's going to roll a percentile die too. If he rolls... I need to roll lower than Trevor this time, not higher. Trevor needs to roll higher than a 58.
I didn't think about that.
I got a 43.
A 43.
Oh.
Okay, with your 43, I am not lower than that number. So a candle gets tossed directly into the line of sight of one of the deputies, who's like, "What the heck is that thing?" And the one who's walking towards you turns around to go look at it. "I think it came from over there." And now 2 sets of footsteps are coming towards you, but you have another round before they look behind the wardrobe.
Okay, right when they get up to the wardrobe, I'm going to push it over onto them.
Oh no.
Okay. Roll. No, you don't need to roll for that. That's easy to do. So you prop yourself on the wall or whatever it takes, and right as they get up to the wardrobe, you're going to push it down towards them. I'm going to give them both dex saves to get out of the way. Remember, there's 3 in the room. One of them is not here. So they're going to roll dex saves. One of them passes and one of them fails. So one of them goes, "What the?" And it falls right on top of him, and the other one leaps backwards, so he's laying prone on the floor, but he looks right at you. You make eye contact, and he goes, "Stop! You! Did you throw that person off the top of the building?"
I'm not gonna say a word, and instead I will. Are these wooden desks and such?
Yeah.
I'm gonna slam down a flask of oil.
Okay.
And light it as I run by and go for the door.
Okay. Roll sleight of hand to see if you can get that oil to catch as you run by, because that's a really quick motion to try and light that as you run past.
Oh, that's a 7.
Do you have advantage from a previous session? I feel like I gave you all advantage at one point in the last 2 sessions.
Yeah, everybody has inspiration.
That's what I meant.
We
yeah,
have,
have
we
inspiration.
have like a party inspiration. Yeah.
Yep.
And how does inspiration work?
It just gives you advantage.
Okay, then I will and use that. I'll definitely agree with that. I got a 24.
Okay. So with your 24, you are able to successfully catch it on fire, and the sudden flare up in the dark is enough to like stun the deputies' eyes, because they were like accustomed to pitch blackness in this room, or really dim light. So I'm gonna give you 1 round where they're stunned, like, oh my gosh, it's so bright. So you can take that round and just dash out the front door if you want to.
Going out the front door. Does the front door have a simple lock on it?
Yeah.
Like an inside?
Yeah.
Even though they'll be able to open it, I'll just lock it, shut it behind me.
Okay, great.
Is there a roof at my height?
No, you would need to go back up to the 3rd floor to get a roof at your height.
Is this like fire escape kind of stairs?
Yep.
Or, yeah, then I'll just climb up to the 3rd floor and then jump to a roof.
Okay. You climb up to the 3rd floor, and then you make an athletics check to jump to a roof. Athletics, because you're going up. Or over.
That's going to be 14.
Okay. With your 14 athletics check, you successfully jump to the next roof, but you don't like stick the landing. Like you kind of catch on it and have to pull yourself up. So that slows you down a little bit. I'm going to roll to see if they get through the door in time to see you. With a 5, a 6, and a 3, none of them get out of the door in time to see you. You pull yourself onto the roof. And as you roll onto the roof out of sight of the deputies and catch your breath, meanwhile, in downtown Tumbleweb, Xoth is going on a shopping spree. Xoth, you're wandering around. Remind me what your role was as you look for ingredients.
It was 16.
Okay, 16. So with a 16, you're wandering around and you find your ingredients.
There's also a secondary objective Xoth is
Okay,
doing.
great. What else are you doing while you're in downtown? Just like...
in typical Kelnor fashion, he will also be trying to procure some special substances.
Special
Secret
substances.
sauce.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Roll investigation with disadvantage because nobody really wants to talk to a weird-looking gray tall folk.
You said investigation?
What is the drug of choice for dirt folk, I wonder?
Dirt. They snort dirt.
It's probably
That's
crack.
racist.
It's probably crack.
My first roll was a 13. My second roll was a 9.
Okay. You are not able to find any of the substances that you recognize, but you do find a dealer who is selling apple cats. That's what they're calling the drug, is apple cats. So if you
Something I'm
you want, you can
unfamiliar
purchase an apple cat. One apple cat, which is a rolled thing that you smoke. One apple cat is 1 wingle.
How many do they have? Because I'm going to a party, so I need to come loaded.
They've got 50.
Okay. How many wingles are in a wingle digit?
A wingle is 1 standard wingle digit.
You drugs now?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll buy 5.
Okay. You buy 5 apple cats.
Yeah.
And anything else you want to do while you're downtown, or are you heading back to the tailor?
I'll head right back to the tailor after I do that. And I have all the items.
You head back to the tailor. You have all the items. You wander back in, and the tailor sees you come in, takes off the cowboy hat, flips on his little, he's got a preppy scarf on this time, like a nice Euro scarf, and a sweater that just materializes out of nowhere, spins out of his chair and goes, "Have you brought me the materials?"
Indeed, I have, man.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. And he takes all of the materials, and he's going to roll.
That's not good, is
It's
it?
either really good or really bad.
Yeah.
I promise I can't make this up. He rolled a 20, a 20, and a 13.
What?
He makes you the most bodacious. It is a full peacock-shaped hat. And then at the top of it, where the head of the peacock would be, instead there is a functional mug with that you can drink out of, with a sewn sun that is coming out of the top of it, and the sun glows when you put a lesser wingle digit.
Kelnor has
push a
blessed
lesser wingle
this
digit
man.
into the hat. So you put the lesser wingle digit onto your head, the wing, and you sit the hat down, and it consumes it and makes the sun glow for 1 hour. And while you're wearing this hat, you have triple disadvantage on all stealth checks and advantage on all persuasion checks. And other party-related things. And
Heck yeah.
Everything charisma related is advantage.
well, that's why. So, you can use charisma in situations where this hat would get you spat on. But when you're at a party, you are the life of that party. So
I'd
that's
also
why I
like to
said,
think that when I'm at a party, everything is a religion check instead of a charisma
that's
check.
true.
is
Yeah,
true.
for you, they're religion checks. So we'll just say you have advantage on religion checks at a party. This is so Kelnor of you. Especially
Yeah.
because it's got the holy symbol of Kelnor at the top of
Yeah.
it. He had to go along with this hat, which, like I said, it looks like a legitimate peacock, but then the wings flare out into the brim of the hat. So it's these mottled blues and greens. It's a really vibrant, almost like a Fat Tuesday Mardi Gras color scheme. And then hanging down from it are little beads and tassels like you'd see on a sombrero, except that these ones are little gold thread filament things. And then to go along with it, you have a fully white full power suit, and then the power suit has rhinestones, not quite to the level of bedazzled, but like the emo My Chemical Romance jackets where they have studs all over them. It's like that,
Yeah.
but with rhinestones. And then it
Okay.
has a bright green stripe, just the exact green that you said you looked good in. That green stripe going straight down the center on the front, and then you have 2 rings around your ankles of the same green. So it's almost like a tie, and then socks
Okay.
underneath. So that's the outfit that you get, and you were in charge of remembering
Nice.
all that information.
Okay.
If we have
The legit holy hat.
if,
That
if
is
we
its
have
new
anybody
name.
in chat that can draw, I would love to see some fan art of Xoth dressed to the
let me-
nines.
Let me write all
Yes.
this down real quick.
Yeah,
So-
I've already forgotten
man's
what I said, so
basically-
you're in charge of that.
Yeah. I'm just noting everything.
It's like a morph suit, essentially.
No,
Without the
it's
head?
it's a power suit. It's like a real, like a tux jacket and the fancy pants.
Okay.
It's like a
Mr.
tailored
Fancy
suit, man.
Pants was my favorite Flash game for a while.
Sorry, you said power suit, and my brain went to Power Rangers.
Oh no, it's not. It's not a Power Ranger. If he had,
Kelnor-tastic!
this is not how this encounter was meant to go, and it's fine and it's hilarious. But I just want you to know that had he not rolled a nat 20, he would have run out of some other material and sent you back. It just would have been a cycle of him needing more materials. That was his whole gimmick. But this is way better. I'm way happier
Absolutely.
with this.
What color are the rhinestones?
You
You didn't say
the
that.
rhinestones are chat. What color are the rhinestones? First person to tell me a color tells us what color the rhinestones are.
Oh no, here we go.
Color.
I think a good color would be hot pink.
That would contrast really well with the green.
Yes.
It would contrast.
Contrast hard.
Emerald.
Ooh, there we
They're
go.
emerald rhinestones.
Emerald. Heck
I
yeah.
love it.
That matches the green.
That's dope, dude. Emerald rhinestones and then the vibrant green, that's cool. I like that.
Tis cool.
And then I have a disadvantage on stealth.
Triple
when wearing-
disadvantage on stealth. So you roll 3 die
Triple.
and take the worst. So I guess that's double disadvantage. On
Double.
You
stealth.
said triple, that means he rolls 4.
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna be that mean, okay?
Of
But
course you are.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Double disadvantage. But
what a freaking
it-
turn.
Double Disadvantage is the name of my punk rock band.
Dude, that's a great band
then-
name.
I'm quite curious what was the intended way for me to get out of that room.
Who
You'll
says
never
there
know.
was a way?
Oh. Okay, I have it all written down now.
Okay, great.
So we're good.
Something Fox finds a way.
Are you doing anything else with the tailor before you leave?
I should have punched a hole through
I
the
will-
ceiling.
I will thank him greatly, and I will still tip him 1 wingle digit for doing a stupendous job.
Okay. You tip him a wingle digit, and he thank you very kindly, because he's got his cowboy hat back on. And he turns back to his sewing.
Do you have any cards I could give out at the party, man? They're gonna be talking about this outfit.
Just tell him Elazar made it. They'll know where to go.
Alizar. Okay.
It's an
Can you spell that for me?
First name Elazar,
Was
last
it-
name the tailor.
Can you spell Alizar for me?
Sure I can. Eleazar. Elazar.
Thanks,
Spelled
man.
just like it sounds.
This is amazing. Are you much of a party goer yourself?
Nah, not really. I'm more of a country life kind of guy.
All right. Well, I thank you for your service so much. Do you sell shoes also, or is there a different shoe salesman I should
I
go
can make
to?
you some shoes to go with that. Are you kidding me? Did you see what I rolled? And he turns around and pulls out a pair of pristine. They are like hard top shoe, fancy shoes that come to a little point in the front. And they are a deep brown burnished leather, and then they have emerald ringlets for the laces to go through, and then the laces are a very practical black. So they're kind of unassuming by themselves, but when you pair them with the suit that has the rhinestones on it, the little green at the bottom of it sparkles and looks really cool.
Neat.
It is neat.
All right. Xoth is gonna leave in the outfit.
Okay. Xoth is gonna leave in the outfit. Awesome. Fox, you
And he's gonna head back to the inn.
Fox, you have made your way back to the tailor shop to pick up Xothkug just as he walks out the door, looking exactly as described.
Oh, I can't walk with this.
Jeb's got his hand up. What's up, Jeb?
Do we have any pimp music that we can play while he's walking back to the?
Let me see what I can find. Just Google pimp music DMCA free.
Hey, Fox
Oh,
man.
be careful.
Look how awesome he did. Don't you love it?
He did that?
And Xoth does. Yeah, man. He just had me pick up some supplies for him, but the results speak for themselves,
Now
man.
they surely do.
I am beyond pleased with this.
You'll definitely stand out at the party.
Hey, man. Jeb said the hat is where it's at, man, and you nailed it.
I can see that. Yeah. We should walk.
Yeah, man. Let's go show everyone
I'm
else.
gonna stretch out of my.
image of this peacock with the cup at the top of it just swaying back and forth as he takes steps.
And he's 2 stories tall.
What have we done?
We forgot that we were so concerned about the wife. We never thought to ask if we should.
Zoth has no
He's now a
regrets.
moving landmark
I have
with
no
a tumble
regrets.
web. Everyone can see him for miles and miles.
Alright. Since
He even has a light on top of his hat.
since he's a literal lighthouse and beacon to his location, I think I'm gonna take off my cloak, stuff that in my bag, and obviously I'm more of my Fox features now.
Sure you
How
are.
was-
Okay, yeah.
How was your walk, man? What'd you do?
Fox is all scratched up from diving through things, and he's got little bruises from falling through the floor.
He's got a little prick on his
You know,
finger.
It was a very. I had a lot of exercise. I really got the blood flowing.
That's good, man. I hope you're okay. That looks some pretty nasty cuts and scrapes. I can treat it when we get back.
Yeah, working on my 100-meter dash. Gotta
man.
get it under 2 minutes.
Anyways, yeah, we should head back now. They're probably wondering what's going on.
Meanwhile, back at the Twilight Fox Tavern, Jebediah Peppermint and Alan Woodrear are spending some quality time with young Annabeth and a bunch of designs that Alan is looking through. Alan, talk to me about your investigation roll.
He rolled a 21.
He rolled a 21. That's pretty good.
I agree.
Alan, you are not familiar with all of the mechanics of what you're looking at. But what's weirdest about it is that it's clearly a design that uses ciphers. It's almost like a reverse engineering of ciphers, which is something you've known about Edison, that's one of the things that their company kind of does now. Like it's a pivot for them, but they're moving into reverse engineering ciphers. And this one seems to be taking ciphers and somehow changing the nature of what they do. It's combining several of them into one functioning machine. And when you put you can't figure out the exact effect of it, but it is clearly a psychological effect. Like it in some way influences the minds of other creatures.
Oh.
And from what you can make out, like there are little, like sketches and questions and, because this guy's picking apart his design. So he's, writing in the, like too big and, need thicker wire and whatever. And at the bottom, the part that alarms you most is that at the very bottom of it, it says, unsure how long memory charm lasts without testing is what it says at the bottom in his little handwritten notes there. From all of that, you can assume that in some way this is probably related to memory. So it's channeling ciphers and wingle digits and has something to do with memory. And that's what you're able to figure out about the design.
When there's a free moment where Annabelle seems to be on her own or resting, or Jebediah isn't interacting with her, Alan will pull Jeb aside.
Yeah, I'll give her some food. Get some food.
Yeah, and your cousin Avery is taking care of her. You told her that his name is Onions, and she thinks that's awesome,
Yep.
and so she's like hanging out with Onions now.
Is hanging out with them, or did he go back to the room?
Yeah is with Jeb and Alan.
Okay.
What's up, Alan? What you got?
I've studied this a bit longer, and while I can't make out exactly what this contraption is, I have been able to discern that it has something to do with either memory alteration or mind control of some kind, which is very concerning that a couple iteration documents of this design have been stolen, especially if they turn out to be the designs that work from this. This is extremely concerning, and also concerning by the fact that as you can tell here, any kind of starts pointing out things like this uses wingle digits and ciphers. It's very concerning that they could be used for a purpose like this.
Well, I mean, you make a good point. It is kind of understandable if they're able to replicate the way that spells typically work. Josh, can I compare with Alan and his understanding of his limited understanding of the sketch? Can I compare that with Grandpa Cole's book and see if this matches any potential spells in there?
Yeah, absolutely. Why don't you roll Arcana to see if you can find a match between those things?
Ooh. That's a natural 1, but I have a +7, which brings it to 8.
You are not able to find a match in Grandpa Cole's journal. And of course, I mean, Grandpa Cole wouldn't be trying to screw with people's minds. He was an upstanding, gentle mole. He wanted to, nothing more than to take care of and protect the people under his protection.
Well, I don't have any sort of link in here to see what it might indicate. Is there anything in this sketch that I could derive to try and use it to cast this as a spell? Could I try to pull out the formula from within it
That's interesting.
And try to cast it with my blunderbuss, or like try to learn that.
I will let you attempt it at the length of another short rest. So like Alan has spent about an hour on this project. You can take an hour, and basically it will be like trying to ritual cast, except you'll be rolling Arcana at disadvantage to see if anything happens.
Okay. Do you think that's a good idea, Alan? I mean, I could try to cast it. I don't know where.
What would you cast it on?
I don't know. It'd need to be probably something with intelligence, or at least moderate intelligence.
This is true. Maybe we consult the rest of the group when they return. As to whether that might be a good idea to try, and if there's
maybe
any
I could.
volunteer.
Maybe I could like figure out. Like if I could at least get it figured out somewhat, then.
If you could get it out figured out on paper, I support that. I just think there's some risk to attempting to actually cast it.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking, but it looks like the way that I'm gonna have to do it here is actually do like a trial test cast before like just sketching it out isn't like we've already got it kind of sketched out here where we just don't know what the effect is, so we're actually gonna have to try it on somebody, which I get that's kind of got some weird ethical implications, and we don't want to like permanently give someone brain damage or something.
Especially not when your business is first starting out. Like you don't want that to be your first PR.
Agreed.
I will say though, if the potency of the spell is relatively low, then we would know that the effect wouldn't be permanent, and that it would probably could be relatively mild. If I could ascertain the potency of it, then that might at least, if it seems pretty powerful, then there's probably just like a no-go. But that would give us, the intel of that somebody's up to some major nefarious deeds.
I do believe it may be safe to assume that someone is up to nefarious deeds. I guess the question is how major of nefarious deeds.
No, that's fair. Well, it just depends on like how serious. DM, would there be a way for me to like determine how potent this spell? Essentially, like try to ascertain the spell's level.
You can. So I don't think there's a way for you to discern the spell's level, but you can tell that it is using the combined internals of 4 ciphers. So.
Okay.
That,
well, I know that I've copied spells in the past. Like I've pulled spell scrolls and I've copied them into my book, and at least according to the mechanics of the game, if we want to get a little meta, it takes longer and more time and more practice the more complicated and potent the spell is. So, like, could I kind of use that to derive its potency a little bit? Or is it still way too unfamiliar territory?
It's more like because ciphers are technically charged with spells, like there's not very much information about the actual magic on here. Because in the reverse engineering, the ciphers would already be charged and then gutted and combined in this way. So it's like you're trying to figure out how spells would react without knowing what the starting spells were. It's like taking a potion, and you can look at it and you could try and derive from looking at it what the effects are, but you don't know any of the ingredients and you have no way of knowing them because the ingredients have been like all boiled or changed in some way and then combined into this potion.
So it's some sort of spell. Or it has some sort of spell that affects the mind, but the schematics themselves is for the device and how it projects the spell or does.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, even that, Alan, if we could kind of figure that out a little bit, that might let us know if this is something that's localized or citywide or what. I mean, if it's using 4 ciphers, that's some pretty potent stuff. It's either a potent singular effect or it's like multiple effects that are in combination with each other.
And that actually, I will let maybe the 2 of you work together where you'll roll investigation or any other intelligence-based skill you can justify to figure out what it does. You can use your combined rolls.
I got pretty good investigation.
I have amazing investigation, but it doesn't help when you roll natural ones.
Oop.
I got a 6 total.
Well, I got an 18 plus 5.
There you go.
So that's a 23.
Dang. Let's have the mic and it be your tiebreaker between a really good and a really bad roll. Yeah, it's gonna roll
Go,
just a
yeah.
straight intelligence check. Yeah, the Myconid who's on a quest to just know all things, basically.
Is it in your wheelhouse, little dude?
With a 19, it is. Between the three of you, where the Myconid is like kind of steering Owlin's hands to like point at things that he thinks are relevant. Oh, advantage for Owlin. Owlin, roll advantage. Let's
Is
see.
he,
This
like-
might get even better. Belly Savalas with the clutch.
Is Yao like linking our minds
22.
together in this?
It's not quite a mind meld, no. 22 with advantage. Well, now you guys are going to learn a lot because now
There you
Yaz
go.
helping and everyone's helping is all good. So you are able to tell that the device works in a pulse. So you activate the device and a pulse of energy comes out, and you can figure out that the range of this device is about 5 feet. So it would affect, and it would be based on a corner square if you were looking at a tabletop map. So like it would, a radius of 5 feet, diameter of 10 feet, that it would affect. And you also kind of figure, as you look at this, you figure out that it is meant to go with a secondary design that would you could infer would probably shield the wearer from the effect. Like there are little notes and things that you maybe missed on the first pass through the prototype because you were so focused on like what is this device, so you weren't necessarily reading all of his like little sketchy. You could kind of discount some of the notes. So now you go back through the notes and you see that there are some that are like gloves ? Hat ? Things like that to kind of indicate that there's some kind of worn component that is meant to go with this design. At that moment, having spent 2 hours on this project and come to some pretty interesting conclusions, a lot of things happen at once.
Oh, jeez.
So the first thing that happens at once is that you hear the door swing open, then it swings closed, and you turn around, and behind you, standing there, is Shale, the member of the Grey Watch, with his serval. He has arrived for his evening meeting with you, just as expected. Shale's serval walks over and curls protectively around Annabelle, and just like sits there and purrs. And she like kind of looks a little surprised, but is like kind of, pleasantly happy with that and pets the animal. Shale himself walks over to a corner and goes, "Where's the rest of you?" As he asks that question, something else happens because the door kicks open again and in struts Xoth Hibub with his big ol' hat and his big ol' everything, struts right into the room. His hat is like brushing against and bent over double on the ceiling. And so the cup is upside down, like behind him as he walks into the room in this absolutely ridiculous white suit. Behind him, Fox looks like he's trying to make himself as small and unnoticeable as possible, walking with Xoth. He has kind of like a pained look on his face as they walk into the room. As he gets a couple steps further, that pained look turns to a look of surprise as he clutches his stomach and passes out unconscious. Falls to the floor, just totally unconscious there.
I'm feeling it now, Mr. Krabs.
And then another thing happens, which is that at that moment, Jebediah Peppermint, your cousin Kip, walks in with some of the other family members who were probably visiting for lunch earlier and came back to stay the night, and completely in awe at the entire smorgasbord of stuff behind him. Doesn't see you at first, but then looks over and locks eyes with you and goes, "Jeb?" And that's where our D&D session for this evening comes to a close.
Oh my good! I knew it.
Thanks
I
everybody
knew
for
the
hanging
second.
out with us this evening. Things are good. Things are fun. Been a pretty incredible adventure. I would be remiss if I didn't correct a big mistake that we made at the very beginning of this session, which is
didn't
that we
make our
turned this into a
intros.
podcast and we never introduced ourselves. So we're going to start at Trevor and go down the line towards me here and do our introductions. Trevor, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Trevor. I play Xoth Hibub, the Orc Cleric. I believe that's the first time I've said his last name on the intro. So there you go, podcast listeners.
Hi, I'm Jake, but at the end of the episode, and I play Owlin Woodrear, the Azamar Barbarian, but at the end of the episode.
Hey, I'm Wash. I play Jebediah Peppermint in the middle of the episode, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what Xoth dresses up as I'm just ridiculously excited about that.
And hello, I am Matt. I play Fox. At the not quite the beginning, probably about 5 minutes in. You know, you came in late. You grabbed the food and stuff, but you just weren't quick enough. You didn't arrive to the movie theater fast enough. So you show up and you've missed the first 5 minutes. But don't worry, Fox is here, and I'm sure nothing bad will happen.
And I'm Josh, the Wing Badger Game Master, but only on Tuesdays. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, I also want to make sure that chat. Are we going to raid tonight? We are now. Thanks for the reminder, Grubbug. Let me see if anybody's online that we can go raid. I also want us to shout out Wash Brunello, collaborator, friend of the channel, also his own Twitch streamer. Wash, where can people see you live?
You can see me right here, but not here. But here on twitch.tv/WashBrunello.
But only at the end of the
minis,
episode.
3D printing minis, doing all sorts of stuff. If you want to hang out with me on Volley, you can zoom into this terrible quality QR code up here. And we can chit-chat and talk about D&D and do all sorts of fun stuff.
Does anybody have a channel in mind to raid this evening? The next time you can
any
catch...
of our recommended channels?
No,
Hold on, let me go live real quick.
I have one.
they're not.
I can send you a link.
Yeah, send me a link. The next time that you can catch Wing Badger Gaming live will be, and Trevor, send it to me in a text, not on Discord, because I'm screen capturing Discord.
Oh.
The next time you
Okay.
can catch Wing Badger Gaming live will be this Wednesday. Jake, what are we doing on Wednesday?
We are doing the final chapter, I would assume. I mean, maybe a miracle happens and it's not, of our 7 Days to Bride Bridal
Ooh.
Boot Camp stream, where Matt needs to survive for as many days as he can.
In the game 7 Days to Die.
In the game 7 Days to Die. And
IRL.
if he survives 3 more days, we will not have to do any bridal boot camp workouts. However, if he does not, we will have to do either 3 or 2 or 1 bridal boot camp workout. And that will be a fun time on stream. We will do it on stream.
And you will have a chance to absolutely ruin his survival
Yes.
chances by spending your channel points, just like tonight, where
Yep.
you influence the adventure.
Exactly. That is correct.
Yep.
Okay.
And if I die, I will remember who killed me.
And then after Wednesday, on Friday, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands comes out. We're going to do a surprise little fun little stream on Friday.
Heyo. But right now, what we're going to do is we're going to go raid a channel, Total Party Chill, who looks like they might be playing some D&D. Trevor sent their information to me. Remember, when we get there, show some love, bring them some hype. We are a casual, non-toxic streaming community, and we're going to go show some love and affection to other casual, non-toxic streamers. So let's go do that soon. The raid is beginning. Then this stream will end.
GG and
But it'll be okay
GN!
because we like you. Yeah, from all of us here at the Winged Badger Tavern. Matt?
GG and GN!
Yeah!